I slid the brown note in there, so if you've caked your trousers, you're welcome. Welcome to the funeral for Destiny 2. It has just been announced by Bungie that active development is coming to a close, which means we've reached the end of the journey with Destiny 2, which I know might not come as a huge shock to a large number of people. The writing was kind of on the wall over the last many months, unfortunately, but for me personally, it's still sad to see. I have always said that Destiny has had the most potential out of any FPS we've ever seen. I have collectively spent a couple thousand hours in Destiny 2 across console and PC, and some of my most memorable gaming moments in general come from doing raids with my friends in this game. It is some of the best content you can find, and we always made a tradition out of trying to day one complete the new raid in Destiny 2 when we were blessed with them. So I really did love this game, and I always kept my fingers crossed, praying, salivating that they would start to reach the potential that so many of us knew that it had in the tank. There was so much juice in here, but they left a lot of piss in the balls. Unfortunately, throughout the Destiny 2 journey, there were a ton of stumbles from Bungie with the direction of things and really lack of direction of things, and I abandoned Destiny 2 after Lightfall. My entire friend group did. Lightfall was just a dud. That was a flop. I mean, it was hard to go back to Destiny 2 after Lightfall. So I never even got to experience the final shape, which was really the climax to all of it, even though I heard it was very good, which is nice. They kept going after the final shape, and as they continued to kind of scrape the bottom of the barrel, they kept hemorrhaging players. And if you look at the Steam charts, you can see that decline steadily happening over many months, and now it was in a state where it really was just on life support, and it was pretty clear Bungie wasn't putting like a ton of resources into trying to like revamp Destiny 2 to get players to go back to it or get new players in. So it really isn't surprising that this is happening now. So let's go through the announcement, but also I want to mention something else since I brought up Steam charts. Bungie's other game, Marathon, is actually doing worse than Destiny 2 by player numbers, by raw player numbers on the Steam charts. So it makes me wonder, how is Bungie going to stay afloat in the meantime? Because it doesn't look like Marathon has a strong enough player base to support them. Like, they're right now teetering on fucking high guard numbers. Is that enough to allow Bungie to press forward? Like, maybe, and perhaps I'm overthinking it, maybe it really will just be Sony with more infusions of cash. Maybe they're able to just still run off of everything they built with Destiny. I don't know. But to no longer have Destiny in like an active development state, it will continue to hemorrhage. And then they only have Marathon, which is starting to tread water, like dangerously fast. So what keeps them going in the meantime while they work on their next project? I guess that remains to be seen. For almost 12 years, we have had the joy and honor to explore the Destiny universe with you all. Through all the ups and downs, surprises and triumphs, building Destiny alongside our players has been a monumental privilege. While our love for Destiny 2 has not changed, it has become clear that after the final shape, we have reached the time for our shared worlds and Destiny to live beyond Destiny 2. As our focus turns toward a new beginning for Bungie, we will begin work incubating our next games. To that end, on June 9th, 2026, we will release the final live service content update for Destiny 2 to begin that new journey as a studio. Though active development may be concluding, we will ensure that Destiny 2 remains playable, just as the original Destiny is today. Many changes in this final update will aim to ensure that Destiny 2 is a welcoming place for players to return to. We're proud of Destiny 2, the places it took us, and the legacy it has created. Because of you all, our universe is vast, built on years of shared stories, adventures, and victories. From the Cosmodrome to the Pale Heart to the Lawless Frontier, we have forged lifelong memories and friendships with you all. We are incredibly grateful to everyone who made that journey with us. From the deepest part of our hearts, thank you, and we'll see you in the stars. A pretty nice send-off message, to be honest, and they're dropping a final content update to it in order to try and leave it on a high note, which I think is commendable. I also appreciate that they are going to keep it in a state where it is playable. That's extremely nice, especially when so many other games just close their doors when they're done with active development. So it's good to see them put resources into ensuring that players can always still go back to Destiny and experience it. But speaking of that, one thing you can't do in Destiny, and one thing they made a habit out of doing that I was very vocally against, is the rabid sunsetting of content. For example, you actually cannot play the original Destiny 2 campaign anymore, Red War. That's been gone for a long time. So when Destiny 2 launched, the campaign that you played, that I played when it first came out, has been inaccessible for many moons now. And there's plenty of other examples of content that has been sunset that you can't access as a player anymore. So a lot of like the shared stories and shared experiences that are mentioned here in Destiny are already just fucking relics of the past. They're already extinct. You can only see them in YouTube videos or when you close your eyes and have a wet dream. Which is just something I've always felt is sad when it comes to Destiny 2, because there's a lot of content that you played and maybe really liked that they eventually just poof out. But the biggest, saddest part of all of it is just, again, how much potential was left on the table with Destiny 2. Like, it did have a good run. Like, it had a very strong run. It's not like this was like some underrated hidden gem no one knew about. Destiny 2 had a really strong, very loyal, very dedicated player base. But I feel like along the way, they kept stumbling. And they kept going in directions that the community didn't want. And then they have to reel it back to try and win them over again. So it always became this like tug of war, this push and pull, where, you know, you take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, and then you take 2 steps forward, and then 3 steps back again. But there was always that hope that they would finally start to learn these lessons and be able to deliver on what Destiny 2 could offer, because there was always glimpses of it. There was some incredible content, amazing raids, amazing ideas, but then it would always be bogged down by the next thing they do that goes in the wrong direction. Like, there was just so much there, and it is sad to see that it won't be realized now with its final content update rolling out soon. But they are saying that they're currently working on their next projects, and maybe that's Destiny 3. I think that'd be extremely hype if it was, taking everything they've learned from Destiny and Destiny 2 and just blowing our ass out with Destiny 3. And that's not delusional hopium from hitting the crack pipe or anything. Like, to me, that feels realistic and feels like something that's kind of a no-brainer. Destiny is a juggernaut of a franchise. This had more staying power than 99% of games. They've made unfathomable amounts of money through Destiny, no doubt in my mind. But just through so much mismanagement over the years and being aimless numerous times, especially after the final shape apparently, which again, I'd already checked out after Lightfall because that was just so much of a blunder. But the point is, it wasn't because of lack of interest in Destiny, it was just they were making bad decisions with it and really kind of backed themselves into a corner with the final shape apparently. So I think Destiny 3 could very much be on the menu for something they serve up next. I feel like it should be. Because again, there is still so much potential there that they never fully tapped into and realized and really delivered upon. Again, there were only ever those like moments of them like starting to find their flow state, but they never stuck with it and stayed there. Like, there is nothing that is even like Destiny. There's not an alternative. Like, the Guardians here aren't going to go flock to another game now that's just like a Destiny replacement, because there isn't one. You can't find a Destiny 2 game that isn't just Destiny 2. It doesn't really exist. So to me, it makes sense to do a Destiny 3 because there is still very clearly a ton of players and a ton of demand for it. And you would now have a clean slate to do it right, with every lesson that has been learned over this decade and some change, however long it's been now, 12 years, you could really nail it this time. Well, hopefully, I don't know. That might be hopium speaking there. But actually making a Destiny 3, to me, just feels like the natural next step for Bungie. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, just wanted to yap about it a bit. That's it. Yep. Big changes are coming to Google. Can you guess what they are? Yep, it's that naughty little word again that could make any sane person start twitching and tweaking like they just hit the crack pipe. AI. Yep, it's AI. And some specimen have the gall to call it an upgrade. just giving you a fair warning here. Buckle your seatbelt. I'm delivering a full yappy meal with this topic. This is just egregious. Before I really dive in, though, just want to let you all know we are still doing our Memorial Day sale for Cheeky Soap, so you can go to usecheeky.com and get 20% off anything in the store using any creator code. It's the best soap in the universe. Upgrade your hygiene. Very moisturizing. Feels great after a shower. The era of linking you to sources relevant to your search inquiry are over. The 10 blue links, they have closed the book on it. Now these fucking whimsical Imagineers have unveiled an AI-powered overhaul that is centered around an intelligent search box, which sounds so spiffy and super cool. So instead of returning links that link to human sources for this information and websites that are run by people, well, most of the time, sometimes Google has linked to just complete fucking fraudulent slop, but on the whole, a lot of websites rely on the searches coming up when you look for the information that's relevant to their articles, and instead of now getting these links, Google search will drop users into an AI-powered interactive experience and is going to be introducing AI information agents to gather information on your behalf. These agents work like Santa's little helpers. They're out there in the trenches. They're putting together all the information to give you that beautiful gift of knowledge. So they go out and they scrape all of the websites that humans have provided the information for and feed it to you without you ever going to those websites. So those websites that the information came from see none of the benefit, apparently, but you get the information and you never click on the links or go there or anything like that, and you can't explore it further. The information agent has gathered it for you. So links are an afterthought. They will still be existing in some capacity, as I understand it, but it is primarily focused now on AI basically taking all of that and baby birding it into your mouth, just vomiting it into your mouth, and take them at their word that the AI is not hallucinating at the time and the information's not just completely fucking bogus. But as you can imagine, this isn't exactly going over swimmingly because so many people and businesses rely on Google search actually searching and linking the people that are looking for this information to their sites, because that's how they're able to survive and continue to provide that information, is people going to the site and exploring it there and engaging with it. If that doesn't happen, well, the site probably won't exist anymore. So now that information won't exist anymore, so where the fuck is the information agent going to even grab it from? I don't know, it feels like a really wacky and shitification. It doesn't do anything better. It just feels like it's more convoluted and just, again, a symptom of this disease that the world is inflicted with, where AI has to be ham-fisted into every single facet of life now to justify the trillions of dollars that are getting pulled into it into this fucking puddle of filth. Personally, I just don't see how this is yee-haw-worthy. A search engine is supposed to search things for you, the human being, but now this is a lack of search engine at this point. The AI is just doing it. But historically, what would happen is you would type in a question, you would get your links, and you would go through these and look at all the relevant pieces there. And sometimes there's even a little bit of thought that goes into it, where maybe there's like a website that you know has a poor reputation and provides like some bad information. Like for me, that's Fextra Life. If I'm ever looking up video game related shit and Fextra Life pops up as a link, I know to avoid it, because a lot of times they're just blatantly wrong. So I know when I'm looking at video game things, I can just immediately filter that out when the link pops up and go to another more trustworthy source. And sometimes when you're looking up other things, you'll go to a website that maybe looks a little bit fishy and you start to question if the information's accurate, so then you'll check a couple other websites against that information to see if it was accurate, and maybe it wasn't. That is you as the human being having to use a little neuron activation up here to get the correct information. But an information agent here, maybe they don't do that. Maybe they just scrape the information from those links, like Fextra Life is usually at the top of video game searches, so maybe they just scrape the information there, and then when you search it through this new system here, they just give you the Fextra Life information that could just be entirely incorrect, and you would have no idea, of course, until you try to do it in the game, and it just left with your dick in your hand, I guess. But like, there are just so many times where maybe it doesn't check if the information's accurate, it was just one of the pieces of information that it scraped and fed to you. It's just, I don't see how this is an improvement. I really don't. It feels like they want you to think as little as possible, which is a bad thing, and don't let anyone convince you otherwise. They want you to do as little as possible and activate your brain as little as possible. Let information agents do this for you. Let us guide you through your questions. That's another thing we'll get into in a moment. Let us do all of the thinking for you. You asked a question, yeah, but let us be the one to do all of the work and the actual gathering and thinking of it for you. That's bad. With the revamped search experience, also side note, I hate that they are now slapping that label with anything AI to try and make it a little more palatable. Oh, it's a AI experience. But really, it's actually the lack of an experience and taking experience away from you. It's so fucking slimy. The new search box simply expands to accommodate longer, more conversational queries rather than making you decide what type of search experience or mode you want to choose at the start, and it'll have a new AI-powered suggestion system that goes beyond autocomplete to help people craft more complex and nuanced queries, Google says. And Google's AI overviews will also allow users to ask follow-up questions in AI mode, which begins on Tuesday. So yeah, now you can enter Dicko mode if you like, and also starting in the summer, you can create, customize, and manage multiple new information agents within Google Search that work in the background 24/7 to track changes on the web and alert you to new information. For instance, you can have them track market movements and stuff like that. The shift means that searching the web will increasingly be performed by AI agents rather than humans. Instead, people will focus more on acting on the information those agents provide instead of manually clicking links. Again, I don't think there's anything good about that. I think people should have to go through the information gathering process themselves because there's value in being able to filter bad information from the good information, instead of just blindly trusting AI to get it right for you. I think the more we go down this path of don't do anything, don't worry about doing anything, don't think, just sit there fucking drooling and let AI do it for you, the worse humanity gets. Now, of course, the argument always goes, well, this helps, combat misinformation because, maybe people don't develop the ability to figure out what's real and what's fake when it comes to the information that's provided through their search inquiries. And fair enough, yeah, there are plenty of people that fall victim to just, consuming just dog shit. That happens, yeah. But AI doesn't fix it either. Look at Twitter right now. Look at how people utilize Grok. You can have AI corroborate all of your incorrect shit too, depending on how you ask it. Because AI, right now by design, is there to appease you and fondle your little balls there at all times, which is why there's AI-enforced delusion, or AI-reinforced delusions and stuff like that, AI psychosis. It's always there to coddle you. Thus, it can be manipulated and can provide incorrect information or lead you down the wrong path when it comes to what information is relevant to your inquiries. It's not infallible. In fact, there are so many examples of it just being wrong and at times downright dangerous with how it behaves with people that interact with it. So I don't think that this is a good change here. I don't think it's an upgrade by any means. I think search engines should always remain just this search engine. You type your question into it, it provides all of the relevant links, and you as the human being are in the driver's seat figuring out what's relevant to what you asked and learn that way. So I'm not a big fan of this, and I obviously agree with the take a lot of people have about how this is really bad for the actual websites that the information is being scraped from, because the people that are using this are never going to go to that website, and that hurts the website. They need visitors to survive. So as that dries up, those websites will probably vanish over time. So where are they even going to start sourcing the information from at that point? It just feels like a fucking sloppy mess to me. Search can build custom experiences just for your individual questions, from dynamic layouts, interactive visuals, to persistent and stateful project spaces that you can return to again and again. One of the ways Google's integrating these new capabilities is with generative UI, where it builds custom widgets and visualizations on the fly in answer to users' search questions. You can imagine, for example, how a question about black holes in space could lead to an interactive visual that brings the concept to life, adding that users can then ask follow-up questions and see Google respond with brand new visuals in real time. So basically, jingling keys. Hey, wait, you asked this question? Visual learner, aren't you? Here, look at all this. And maybe that could be helpful to some people if the information is accurate, but counterpoint, you could also find that exact same shit on websites. Do you know how many websites have visual representations for the information they're providing? It's a very common thing. Like those exist, and they're made by humans as opposed to being generated by AI, where again, it could get it totally fucking wrong, and you as the person who asked the question wouldn't know that. And you're probably not going to go search, ancillary links outside of this conversational mode and this like interactive custom experience AI has built. So then you will just have incorrect information. Again, I don't view this as a good change. Now, this article covering it concludes by mentioning the likely impact this will have on Google referrals to publishers, noting that they've already been declining just from the AI overviews that currently exist. This has put some ad-dependent media operations out of business, and now things will likely get worse, which I agree. They most certainly will with this change being implemented. There's little time left for publishers to adapt. The new search box is arriving this week, and generative UI is arriving this summer. Both are free. The mini app building feature and information agents will roll out first to Google AI Pro and Ultra subscribers this summer, but Google's long-term plan is to make its AI technology more broadly accessible, including its personal AI agent Spark, which will eventually be free, as well as will many of the AI features. Part of the reason we focus on delivering frontier models, highly capable but also very efficient, fast, and at a lower price, is because we want to bring it to as many people as possible, and so I think that's an area where we will shine, the CEO stated. And that's a bunch of baloney. That's actually not at all the reason behind it. It's money. It's solely for money. If they can have a stranglehold on information like this and all of this AI technology and have people reliant and constantly suckling from their bosom, then they're going to stand to make tons and tons and tons of money. They already have basically a monopoly on search engines. They are the de facto search engine people use. So if they can convert into something like this, they will make even more money off being not just a search engine. And in fact, I would argue they would stop being a search engine almost entirely after this. I would think this is more akin to like a chat bot with a bunch of bells and whistles that'll make little custom things for you with their generative UI and stuff. But it feels like it's more of a chat bot that you're getting information from as opposed to a search engine. That's my take on it. But again, this makes them more money. That is the brass tacks of it. Like, they will make significantly more money with this pivot, and that's why they're doing it. And I don't think there's any like actual good things that come from it. It hurts all of the people that have websites that rely on Google indexing them and referring people to their sites. And also, it makes it bad for you, the person asking questions, because, well, now you just have to take your chatbot's word that it's real and accurate and stuff like that. Like, sure, you can still probably go search yourself looking through the actual manual links, but that's really not what Google's wanting anymore. And I think very few users that are going to engage with this would be the person that would go and like try and dig in to confirm whether or not what they were fed by AI was true. They probably will just be like, okay, it said so, so it must be right. And I just think that's disastrous. So yeah, saw this change. I'm not a big fan of it. That's really about it. So yeah. Well, The Boys finale aired, and it's pretty much exactly what I was anticipating. Really underwhelming. The whole final season was unfortunately disappointing. Just a really weak finale, especially for all of the build-up that we've had for years now, and then like this season was billed as, Homelander snapping, it's about to be nuts to butts, there might even be fucking boobies blowing up all over the place, everyone's fucked, that kind of thing. And yet this whole final season felt like the smallest version of The Boys so far. They took something that was like really big in scale and like dialed it into something much tinier and teenier. It's just, I don't get it. So like, I won't regurgitate all the points I was making for the first 6 episodes. Instead, I'm just going to focus mainly on the ending, but a little bit of some of the stuff I hated as well with episode 7 getting into it. So let's just dive into the spaghetti and the meatballs. Where do I even begin? I think one of the biggest flops here was like the introduction of V1. I don't think it actually did anything. I think it is solely there to set up Vought Rising. When Homelander does get V1, nothing changes. In fact, it feels like it even depowers him. So V1 That's how the Soldier Boy and that original troop are able to survive the virus that was supposed to be like the, basically kill switch for Soups. It doesn't work on Soldier Boy because of the V1, so then that becomes Homelander's new goal for most of the season to get the V1. Then he gets it, and then he wants to make an amusement park. So now we have an immortal Homelander who should be like in prime killing capacity. He's already snapped, views himself as God, and then does nothing. Actually nothing. And in the final fight, he feels significantly weaker than any other time we've ever seen him. So the experimentation on Kimiko to get her to have the Soldier Boy blast, which basically turns Soups into normal average Joe Schmoes, he knows this, and while fighting for his life, he's been nerfed. It's like he's playing on like a EU servers or something with lag. He is slow. He is not powerful. His laser eyes, which we have seen him actually cut Kimiko in half with, don't do anything to her. Like, he's not able to even like cut her in half anymore. Even though he uses his laser eyes directly on Kimiko, it doesn't like pierce her chest, cut her in half, damage her in any way. She just takes it and then gets up like she got hit with a water balloon. So why is he so much weaker now when he has V1 as well? This should be like a, Armageddon type situation, but they're treating him like a joke. And I don't mind like the final team up of Butcher plus Ryan against Homelander. I think that's very satisfying. And Kimiko being the one to have that blast, I think makes sense. I wasn't like, that came out of nowhere and feels shitty. I was like, okay, I could see that. It makes sense, especially with, Frenchie dying beforehand. I think that ties it together and works. But what doesn't work is how weak Homelander is. It feels really lame. Especially when you consider a couple scenes before their final showdown, he took a guy to space like that. It was like an instant transmission from Dragon Ball Z. He had a guy, he didn't really fuck with him, so he grabbed him, he shot up into the sky, and then came right back down, and when asked what happened, he said, oh, he's an astronaut, so I took him to space. Why couldn't he fly like that when his life depended on it? Why in the final fight, in the couple of times he tried to fly away, was it like me on a tricycle trying to get away? I don't get it. So truly, I just don't think the V1 did anything meaningful to the plot of the boys. Like, it gets introduced at the final season here, completely changes the trajectory of everything that had been building, because now we have another new side quest, another new doodad we're gonna have to look into and stop from getting into the bad guy's hands. And even when it does, who cares? like actually, who gives a fuck? It didn't matter. I think they spent so much time on that to get Vought Rising, off the ground a little bit, put some poop in that butt, that they kind of abandoned a lot of what they were building to previously. Like, example, one of the huge things was the flight recording where Homelander just lets the entire plane die in season 1. That was going to be like their big, weapon against him in the public eye, and we built on that for fucking years. And then that gets dropped early on in the season, only to just be written off as AI immediately, which I get, like, yeah, that's an easy way out. You can just say, oh, it's AI, it's fake, and people believe it. That's what they do in the show. But why do that for this? Why build for so many years just to have them finally get to that point where they release it, and then it's only like a fleeting mention of, oh yeah, that was a Starlight AI video. Didn't happen. So it just feels like, okay, that was a waste of time and doesn't really do anything in the grand scheme of things, huh? Same with Soldier Boy. He gets put back on ice. That was the big finale for Soldier Boy in the last episode. He gets choked out and put on ice again. For the third fucking time. All they do with that character is they thaw him out. He acts wacky and silly and like tough for a little while. They can't really beat him. He talks about, you cum guzzling, jizz pirate, that kind of stuff. You butt bubbling, motorboat nut swallowing, scallywag. And then they put him back on ice when they can't figure out what else to do with him. So he just goes back into stasis. Like, come on. That's not satisfying at all. Like, it really feels like so much of this was built upon the idea that they had to find ways to keep it milkable because they have so many other boys projects already in the works. So now we've waited all this time. This is supposed to be the big finale, and yet it feels like they're still just setting up things for other things outside the boys, which means the boys itself gets kind of strung dry and feels bland and feels like it's missing so many important components for closure. There's just so many things I didn't like about this, man. And even going back a couple episodes, Black Noir 2's death. Like, I think the breakdown of their friendship was handled well. Like, I think that was entertaining and done decently enough because they gave enough time to flesh out the Deep specifically, as well as, like, you know, his obsession with being in Homelander's good graces so he could suckle milk from Homelander's tit. And Black Noir 2 was kind of standing in his way, so they start to have the breakdown, and then he, you know, steals some of Black Noir 2's credit. That further strains it, and then it eventually culminates with him killing his acting coach, and then Black Noir ends up killing a billion fish, which the Deep is rightfully blamed for because of the oil pipeline and stuff that he was talking about, which then causes him to be excommunicado from water itself. And because of that, he kills Black Noir too, but they don't have like a real final fight or anything. He strangles him with a cord and then stabs him in the face, like in the neck. Black Noir 2 can fly. He's bulletproof. How the fuck is he getting choked by a cord? Like, I understand the Deep is also superhuman, so he's got strength. The cord would break. Why wouldn't you just have them like actually fight? So that way it feels like, oh, you know, this was a big deal. This was a, you know, death befitting of a character you've spent this much time with, but instead it's just a fucking whimper. He gets strangled by a goddamn ox cord and then stabs him, and that's the end of it. And then he never gets mentioned again. Black Noir 2's name never comes up again. Not once. So again, it just feels really underwhelming. Speaking of another character, Sister Sage. Holy shit, I have never seen a character that's supposed to be the smartest character in the world be used so stupidly. Like, that character trait in other shows, like this is the smartest person ever, always leads to some really fascinating situations, and I think relies on good writing for it to work well. Here, that was just completely absent. Sister Sage at no point in this final season felt like the smartest character in the world. All she does is sit around, kind of do nothing. She then explains her goal of like, let everyone die so I can read in peace in my bunker. Like, okay, I guess. But she doesn't do anything to like actually get there using her intelligence at all. And then when she does like betray Homelander and go with the boys, she is the one that fucks everything because she, for some reason, decided to let Soldier Boy come through during the V1 transfer. And she didn't expect Soldier Boy to give Homelander the V1. Human emotion makes no sense. Love. I can't calculate it. I don't get love. Which is a cliche I've seen explored and you've seen explored in other smart characters. Love, the X factor, the chemical X, no one can quite figure out the composition of it. Doesn't make any sense. It goes against logic. But it's like, why even bring Soldier Boy there in the first place? That did nothing to help with the goal of getting the V1. It just puts it in more jeopardy. So he shows up and then just does give Homelander the V1, and then she's fucking shell-shocked, and then spends the next episode just moping and watching Love Island and lobotomizing herself. And then when she does, like, dust it off after a motivational speech from Frenchie, she, like, helps one time with the experiment on Kimiko, which does actually have a big impact. But then that's it. In the final episode, she gets hit by the Kimiko, chest blast, the big beam, loses her powers, and becomes average, saying, I'm stupid like all of you, and then fucks off to Disney World, or, what was it, Universal Studios, I don't remember. She went to Orlando. So, she never did anything like the smartest character in the world was only the one capable of doing. She just does, like, basically nothing except check Frenchie's work and, like, change a couple numbers around to make it actually work better. It's just so weird because you would expect the smartest character in the world to have all these plans and account for everything imaginable, and like you're always playing into their palms because they know what's coming because they're that smart. But Sister Sage, the smartest person on the planet, she does nothing but eat Taco Bell, lobotomize herself, and doesn't actually do anything with her intelligence like ever. And then just goes to Orlando and that's it. It's just such a fucking wild usage of that kind of superpower, or really not even usage of it. It's again just underwhelming. I like that's just the word to describe everything with this whole final season. Everything about it was just so underwhelming. And even in this final season, they still found ways to focus on shit that no one cares about. Like, why do we have it was like a 2-minute scene of two like throwaway villains sniffing each other's assholes, telling each other what they had for lunch? That's in the second to last episode, and we're spending time with that kind of shit. Like, it's so little worked about this finale, unfortunately. Like, Starlight vs. the Deep. This is something that I think had been building the entire series. And the Deep, you always had this sense like, oh, maybe he'll turn on Homelander. He's constantly belittled, but it never quite sets in. And I think that works really well for his character. So then it's a final showdown between Starlight and the Deep. All the terrible shit the Deep has done. There is no redemption to be found whatsoever. And their final fight, Starlight takes him to the beach. Why the fuck would she do that? That is where, presumably, he would be the most powerful. She has no idea that the ocean now rejects him. She is not aware of that at all. Why would she choose to take the Deep to the fucking sea to fight him? That makes no sense. That's the dumbest shit imaginable. What? Why? Of course it works out because the sea does reject him, which, again, Starlight doesn't know. So she does win, like, the hand-to-hand fight, and it's an okay fight, I guess. I would have liked to see it be like a little more like emotionally weighted. Like it still felt fast. Everything felt rushed here because it's the final episode and this whole season was written as if they had like 15 episodes to go. But it does ultimately end with him getting blasted into the sea, and it has kind of a callback to how he killed Black Noir's acting coach, the director. He gets ass murdered by a sea creature, a tentacle popping up from his butthole out of his mouth, and he dies there in the sea that now hates him because he betrayed them. Starlight had no idea that was the case. Why did she take him there? That's just ridiculous. Like, that is just dumb. There's a lot more I could yap about, but I've already been going for a little while, so let's just instead focus on some of the biggest things that make this so weak. And I've already touched on one of them, but the scale of it. This was billed as the Scorched Earth final season, and I think they did a great job building up to a Homelander just snapping and going fucking insano style on the entire planet. And that's what everyone, myself included, was expecting to happen with this season. But none of that ever gets there. At no point does he go Scorched Earth. And in fact, in this, like, genocide mode Homelander, he kills less people than he ever has in previous seasons and is far less threatening than he has ever been. I don't mind that they have him be like a sniveling, temper tantrum throwing loser that everyone makes fun of and constantly calls pathetic. I think that fits really well with what they've built for this character. But the whole thing is he has snapped. He is unhinged. He is a loose cannon. But he never actually does anything Scorched Earth. There is no big, like, holy shit moment or anything like that. It actually feels like a neutered Homelander. Especially in their big final fight, which I've already blabbered about. But one other thing I want to mention is, you remember how he kills Frenchie? He basically teleports across the building right in front of Frenchie. Why couldn't he do that in the White House? Why couldn't he just start doing that speed blitzing out of there? Or just speed blitz insta-kill Kimiko, just fucking, one tap there. Like, it doesn't make sense. He had already lasered her in half earlier, and now his lasers are so weak, and now all of a sudden he's so slow, he can't fly away, he can't do anything we've seen him do before in the final fight. So the final fight doesn't even feel like a big moment either. It feels anticlimactic. It feels like it was like an inconvenience. The fights with Homelander and, like, with Soldier Boy were better. Like, I don't want to go back into, like, the nitty-gritty because I've already been blabbering so much, but there's just so little about this finale, and really the whole final season worked. It's just such a letdown. Anyway, though, like I said, this season does not follow through on where they were building Homelander to this global threat. He keeps, like giving lip service about it, like if you're a non-believer, get ready to face oblivion and that kind of stuff, but it never happens. It gets cut short, and even leading up to that, it doesn't happen. It's so you just have a final season that feels like it's the the actual smallest season yet. Anyway, I do want to give a couple of mentions for things I did like in the finale. I'd already mentioned a couple of things I liked throughout the season, which again were pretty sparse, but in the finale, I did think they did a few things pretty well. Notably, Butcher. I do think they did a good job with Butcher. Aside from the final fight where he's using less tentacles on Homelander than he did on fucking Newman, he's now much more content to not really be using his powers all that much for some reason. I don't know why he doesn't really go all out with it, but whatever. I do think when Homelander gets depowered, is no longer a soup, Butcher does a wonderful job of being that boogeyman. Just early, like moments earlier, we heard Homelander say, "Do you think I'm afraid of William Butcher?" And then we see him just crying, begging Butcher not to kill him as he menacingly walks towards him, just unflinching, just diabolical. And Homelander is crying. He's saying, "I'll suck your dick. I'll eat shit on live TV, whatever you want. No, don't do it." That kind of thing, which I think is the perfect ending to Homelander. Exactly what that character deserves. Exactly where I was hoping it would go. And then Butcher does the crowbar into his skull, pops his head open, killing him. And on live TV, and everyone sees Homelander go out in a sad, pathetic, despicable whimper. And I think that was a really good ending to Homelander versus Butcher. It's just a shame that how we got there was as weak as it was, because I do think they stuck the landing on the actual killing of Homelander. I think that is exactly what it needed to be. And I think what happens next with Butcher is exactly what needed to happen. He doesn't just instantly get forgiven by Ryan and he doesn't just all of a sudden flip this switch and now he's like the nicest guy ever. He's out mowing his lawn, waving to his neighbors and stuff like that. He doesn't get that happily ever after because William Butcher as a character is not someone who even thinks he deserves it. So I think them committing to that was the right call, where he takes the virus and he is going to finish what he started and what he always wanted to do of killing all of the soups with this virus. So he goes, he gets everything set up, he's got his finger on the trigger ready to do it, and he is confronted by Huey. And I think this standoff between Huey and Butcher is exactly where things needed to go, exactly where things had been building with a final confrontation between these two. Huey, after everything he's been through, has not lost himself. He tiptoed on that, line a little bit, but always came back to being the Huey that we had always known from the very beginning. He stayed true, which is something Butcher also makes a mention of. So Huey and Butcher, they clash, and Butcher is obviously fucking clobbering him. He is walloping Huey, and it looks like Butcher is going to follow through on killing all the soups right in front of Huey, even though Huey's like, "This is your moment. I know you still have a heart. I don't need to be your canary. I don't need to be your Lenny." But it's not working. It looks like Butcher's going to go through with it until eventually he sees Lenny and he starts to take his finger off the trigger. Huey shoots him. And Huey felt he had no choice because Butcher, it looked like he was going to do it. It looked like he wasn't going to stop. And I believe Butcher wanted this to happen. I think that's pretty clear that Butcher was hoping that Huey would be the one to finally put a stop to him as well. Like in everything that he's suffered and everything that he's done, he can't help himself. He said he wasn't going to stop, even though it looks like he was going to, but he still seems like it wanted to put Huey in this position where he had no choice but to kill him. Because I think that's what Butcher wanted as well. His way of trying to atone for the past through Huey, his view of him as Lenny and all that. I think that was a fitting conclusion for Butcher as a character as well as Huey and Butcher's relationship. I think they did that well. I'm sure people will have their issues with it, but for me, I thought that was something they actually did well there. It was everything around it that didn't quite work, especially in this season where Huey and Butcher's relationship isn't really something that's thoroughly explored or really examined all that much, aside from like a couple of mentions here and there about like, "Oh, Butcher, maybe you do have a heart because you just pet terror. That's great. Awesome. Love to see that." Like, it's something that they threw into the fucking back rooms and forgot about, but it's something that had been integral throughout the series. So I think that is a fitting conclusion there. I just wish the rest of the season also built up to it better, especially in the finale. But those are two things that I do think were done well, with Butcher and with Huey and Butcher at the very end. Outside of that, just there's not much. Like, there really isn't. Oh Father was fine. Like, I actually think Oh Father was a really interesting character, but then he just goes out like Black Bolt from fucking Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. It felt extremely quick for a character that had become such a big deal, but you know, they were running out of time. They forgot that it was the final episode, so now they gotta rapid fire all of this shit. Ashley then, you know, grows a conscience and decides to come around to help the boys, which gets them in the position to fight Homelander, which, I mean, they kind of sprinkled that seed of doubt, like maybe she'll turn, maybe she won't, even though in every other opportunity she doesn't, and then here all of a sudden she does make that decision, even though this is the one time when she turns that actually directly put her life in danger immediately because she goes into gunfire into an ambush to save them. Like, feels like if she was ever going to turn, it'd be on like one of the safer ones, but here she does make the plunge and it saves the day. Everything just happens so fast. It feels very rushed, which I expected. I think most people expected, because this whole season had really dragged its feet and never really felt like we were reaching the end game. It never gets to where we were led to believe it would, with Homelander going scorched earth or anything. It's just not a good finale, and it was not a good final season, unfortunately. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to yap about it, give my thoughts on it. That's really about it. So yeah. You ever seen a man's soul leave his body? You have now. So, about 5 months ago, decided, let's take a peek into this whole Trump phone thing, because they're long overdue on delivering this golden phone that'll reinvent my understanding of what it means to deliver a phone call and, I don't know, ask Grok to put me in a bikini on my mobile device. And, well, that started a bit of a snowball effect where I got really wrapped up in the whirlwind of trying to get my hands on this fucking mythical device. I would probably have better odds of finding a real-life Dragon Ball than a T1 device. Anyway, I don't need to regurgitate the lore for how we got here. Point is, there's been a new development, a huge disaster, and I mean this isn't a meme, I'm not being exaggeratory. What's unfolded is a complete fucking catastrophe. There is a massive security problem with TrumpMobile.com that has led to thousands of customers getting a big cock in their mouth.
I'm making this video to let you know that TrumpMobile.com is leaking customer information. And I know that because, sadly, I am one of those customers whose mailing address, email address, everything short of credit card number is being leaked via a security exploit that I'm not going to go into too much detail to explain, but it's not complicated.
Yeah, being a proud customer of Trump Mobile here, trying to get my paws on that T1 device, has put me on the hook here of this security vulnerability. So this individual had sent me an email, as well as CoffeeZilla, as well as a lot of other customers, about this vulnerability that they discovered on the Trump Mobile website, which allowed them to access every piece of customer information except credit card number. That seems to be like the only thing that they weren't able to like look at there, but everything else was just right out there frolicking, and they were able to look at it and were able to prove that this wasn't some hoax, that they actually did have this big security breach that they were able to get all this information from. Basically, they have the whole kit and caboodle of everything Trump Mobile. They got them by the titties. They're squeezing on the honkers. And they were able to provide a lot of information about it, as well as like divulging the method, which neither CoffeeZilla nor myself will get into, but it is a big whoops-a-daisy that needs fixing. So CoffeeZilla and myself, as well as this individual, have reached out to Trump Mobile in every possible avenue we could find to put this on their radar for them to fix it, because this is a huge issue. all of us have been met with radio silence. This individual does not appear to be some kind of like malicious bad actor trying to use this for some kind of nefarious purposes. This is someone that has actively been trying to get it fixed, and then when he's been met with nothing but crickets from Trump Mobile as well as a couple of other outlets that he reached out to, that's when he reached out to myself, CoffeeZilla, and multiple other people as well that were customers here, victims of this security flaw. So since no one from the official Trump Mobile team is receptive to this kind of alert, what else is there to do besides just make this video and CoffeeZilla's video publicly talking about it, so that way maybe they can, see it and fix it, because this is a huge problem. And this should hopefully dissuade other people from purchasing a Trump Mobile device, because it is not safe to do so right now. It is actually dangerous. It has a huge security issue.
I mean, exactly how it works was explained to me. I'm not a computer expert, but even I can understand the mechanics of it, meaning it's very low-hanging fruit. Basically, this past weekend, I was reached out to among many other people who have Trump Mobile accounts to let us know that our identification was being served up. This was by somebody who said they had no interest in doxing me, but they just wanted to let me know that this was happening. This person had my order information, my mailing address. They had other people's information as well that they shared with me just to prove it was real. Of course, blurring out the actual address data. From what I can tell, the person who contacted me, they're just interested in getting this fixed. They contacted the Trump Mobile team. They didn't respond.
Bro, I fucking swear, the Trump Mobile, the T1 device, is like the mummy's curse. It brings nothing but misery and plague. Like, everything Trump touches is literally the cheese touch. Holy fuck, man. I bought the phone as a joke just to see, A, if it would ever actually come out, and B, if it does release, if it's any good whatsoever, like what actually even gets served to me. And as a result, now I get butt-fucked. This is the President of the United States, man. Just the concept of this would be something that people would insult and critique if they saw it in some kind of like satirical context in like a show or a movie. Because it's so over-the-top stupid. The fucking president of this country has a company, and has had many companies that are complete fucking shams, but this one in particular is not only extremely shady and unable to deliver anything that it has been hyping up and taking orders for so long, but also has a security flaw that is actually disastrous for the customers. It's just unthinkable. So you can't trust your information with the president, something that is backed by the president of the United States of America. Like, I knew this whole thing was a bunch of barnacles, like everything with the T1, just another one of Trump's endless money-grabbing ploys, like the Trump Bible and all that, but I would have never expected it to be this much of an absurd, throbbing headache. I'm porky pigging right now. It's just so annoying.
We have received no response from the official team. So basically how we feel is there's a public interest in letting people know, do not order on TrumpMobile.com unless you're ready for your information to be leaked. It's basically that bad. And also raises concerns given that Trump Mobile is offering a cellular service. I don't know how much of a view they would have into people's browsing histories, call history, location data, but I would assume they keep some of that data. And if that is the case, I'd be very concerned given how much, or should I say, how little protection they give to your basic customer information, which should be obviously like under lock and key.
That's exactly right. This is a massive safety concern. Giving your information to Trump Mobile is like covering yourself in raw meat and jumping into the grizzly bear habitat at the zoo. It's a recipe for disaster. So, since they haven't responded to any of us reaching out to try and get it fixed, this is the only option to let people know, do not place any product orders with Trump Mobile right now. And if you already have, goose is kind of cooked. Sleep with one eye open, I guess. Cold sweats. I don't know what to tell you. There's not a whole lot you can do. We don't know if this is the only individual on the planet that's figured this out, or if it has been exploited by like malicious entities that have been scraping this data for dubious reasons, and they just haven't made it known to anyone yet. We have no way of knowing that right now. This individual reached out of concern, and they'd been trying to get it fixed themselves to no avail, so then reached out to us to try and get it fixed, and we also got radio silence as well, so there's not a whole lot of other options left. But this appears to be someone that genuinely just wants the problem fixed, and the whole purpose of talking about this is this shit needs to get fixed. This is a huge fucking issue.
Now, among other things that were discovered while realizing that, my address is out on trumpmobile.com being served up to anyone who knows this security exploit, we also found out that the real number of customer orders is much lower than we thought previously. It had been reported that 600,000 people ordered the T1 phone. Turns out that number was basically made up from thin air. But actually looking at the customer, unique IDs, it looks like the real number of actual customers on this website was more like roughly 10,000 unique customers with roughly 30,000 unique customer phone orders. I don't know if that also includes Trump Mobile itself as a cellular service plan. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like about 30,000 different orders went through, much lower than previously reported, about 5% actually of what was previously reported.
Yeah, that was a wacky little nugget that came as a result of this individual having access to basically the fucking mainframe of Trump Mobile. They were able to comb through and look at the total number of product orders that were placed, and according to that information, the numbers that have been reported with the 590,000, that's straight fucking horseradish apparently, which shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone because making up numbers has become the bread and butter tactic of anything Trump adjacent. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I guess I just really thought that Trump Mobile was more successful with brain dead lobotomites. So this is actually something, I guess, positive. You could look at this positively, oh, there were only roughly 30,000 suckers, and maybe a handful of them were like myself and CoffeeZilla, who were there to try and see well, what is this piece of shit? Is it even real? That kind of thing, investigating it, I guess. Who knows? But it is a much lower number, according to what has been discovered through all this, than what they have been saying it is.
Which might explain why this has been seemingly such a low priority for Eric Trump and the people who are involved in this. It seems like there have been delays, changes, all sorts of stuff. It looks like they're trying to back out of this thing, only to then later say, no, we're actually going to deliver it. At this point, I don't know if it's more just to get this off the legal liability ledger, because it doesn't seem like there's as much interest in this device as was previously reported. And in some ways, it's good because it means the blast radius might be about 10,000 customers, which is still bad, to be clear, but much lower than was previously thought.
I think that was a great point from CoffeeZilla there, because that would really explain why this has been so low on their list of things to do. They promised a phone a year ago and then just let that fall to the back rooms and hope people forgot about it. And that seemingly did work for a while. People were just more than willing to just forget about it. They got neuralized by the Men in Black. Until recently, where it started to bubble over and people started paying attention. Now that the pressure's on, they all of a sudden have this phone that they're ready to start moving on. So, since the number appears to be so much lower than what's reported, that explains why there hasn't been a whole lot of chirping about it. If there were truly 590,000 people that put in $100 on this and never got anything, and still don't have anything yet, by the way, I imagine there'd be a lot more anger and many more people being vocal about it, because it has been, for the most part, pretty quiet. And they've been more than willing to let it stay that way, even changing their terms about if we ever even deliver a phone, if this phone that makes it to production, if you even get a phone, that kind of thing. So that was a really interesting thing that dropped, in addition to all of the terrible shit that came with all of this.
So I just wanted to let people know, as one of the people affected, this sucks. I wanted to get it fixed before going public about this, and now it looks like, unfortunately, we just have to report on this. If you're someone from the Trump Mobile team and you're wondering how this exploit works, you can get a hold of me. I've tried to get a hold of the US-based support team and have not received a word back. So, yeah, let's get this fixed.
Exactly. Let's get this fixed. Please. We're at the point now where we have to grovel and beg for them to fix a security vulnerability that is exposing their customers' sensitive information. All of it. This should be something that they take seriously and start to move on ASAP. Fingers crossed. Please. This whole fucking Trump mobile thing, like this whole saga, this entire adventure, has been a bafflingly absurd journey. I just can't believe this shit is real. The state of things is fucking... Oh, it's rancid. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah. It just doesn't stop. There are no brakes on this train. It's all fart, no poop. There is just a never-ending flood of new thing to consume thanks to TikTok. I just heard about another one that people are going crazy over and fighting over. Like, it's never just like, hey, this is something cool, and then a lot of people go buy it. It has now become, you're not cool unless you buy it, and by any means necessary, you gotta get your hands on the new thing TikTok is hawking. I've already endlessly blabbered about Neatos, the plastic squish toy shapes that TikTok has gone bonkers over. I also recently yapped about the mystery glitter dumplings, which are just gotcha dumplings. It has never been a better time to just have a warehouse full of unmovable plastic squish toys that you've been squatting on for 30 years, just like actual landfill slop, because for some reason people have lost their minds over it now and just can't help but buy all of it, gluttonously. And now last night, on stream, I heard about another one, which was an AP Swatch collab. Two things I've never heard of. I don't know AP. I already forgot what it stands for. It's like Adieu Pabu or something like that, like a luxury sounding name. And then swatches are apparently like little pocket watches, which I've never heard of either. They look like a little trinket you'd find at the checkout counter at a grocery store in the early 2000s. And these are about $300, and people were going ballistic over it, even starting full-blown fights and brawling, throwing knuckle sandwiches to get their hands on these swatches. I also double-checked, not $300, $400, and apparently they're reselling for anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400. Yuck. And the craziest part that I didn't learn until the end, which was a huge plot twist, but I'm going to spoil it now, spoilers, they're not even a limited time collab. They're not even a limited time drop. They're not even like, you know, once they're gone, they're gone. They're even making it known like, hey guys, we're just going to keep making these. Like, they're coming back. And yet people are still doing this. Scalpers are still flocking to it. Resellers still, you know, getting on each other's nipples and twisting them off to get them. Even though they're not limited. You can just wait. And then you don't have to go through a scalper who's doing an insane markup. You can just wait if you really want these. You saw scalpers have been getting into giant brawls over the new AP Swatch drops. Lessons in Internet Culture has a great video on it. What is an AP Swatch drop? Is this like a drug testing kit? What is this? Looks like one of those children's toys that you teach them the sound that animals make. What? I don't understand. Oh, these are like those are watches, aren't they? Oh my god. What the fuck? I thought these were I thought this was like a mixer. Oh my god. What, those are fucking watches for ants. And people are fighting over them? Yes, it's an AP watch.
A collaboration between the cheap and cheerful watch company Swatch and revered luxury brand Audemars Piguet has led to rioting on the streets. Before the collab dropped, collectors and resellers lined up for up to a week prior.
This the fuck? This literally looks like they're charging Nickelodeon Studios right now.
Collectors and resellers lined up for up to a week prior, hoping to be first in line to pay for these little colorful...
How do you, what? That had to be a typo. You can't line up a week prior. What are they doing? Just farting, shitting, pissing out here for a week? There's no way. That can't be right. There's no way. No, they literally did. They spawn camped. I don't believe that. Maybe they like come and go over the course of a week, but there's no way they actually camped out there for a week. Nuh-uh. I don't see any kind of tint or survival supplies. Let me look this up myself. Brother, if Pokemon scalpers do what they would. Even Pokemon scalpers and all of their brain-dead degeneracy don't camp out for a week. They camp out for a night. They spend like 9 hours in freezing cold temperatures. But here is an article from Business Insider saying that they actually waited for days. I found lines of foldable chairs with line sitters having lunch and chatting. Spoke to 6 people who spent days waiting outside the Swatch store for the chance to own the first AP. They were all excited to see a luxury brand come together with an accessible label. I just don't understand. So they have to be going somewhere to like use the bathroom, get food, shower. Well, no, they probably don't shower, but like the rest. Everybody was freaking out about the collab, so I decided I'd come and try my luck here. Learned there was a mutual respect among the 70 or so people in line. Once you've claimed a spot and spent some hours in your seat, you're in. The honor system of keeping out line cutters and helping your new peers hold down their spots now falls on you too. God, they're like gladiators. They're actual warriors. That's a strong brotherhood right there. Some of them worked in groups, taking 10-hour shifts to allow each other time to step out of line. Okay, there we go. See, that's what I needed to know. Like I said, there was no way they could just stay there for a fucking week. Shifts make sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense. You're still an actual idiot for doing it. But that's the only way it'd even be possible. And at the time, I was still under the impression this was like a limited amount that they were doing, which is why people were just banishing days to the Shadow Realm, waiting for it to drop. Knowing what I know now, you're an even bigger moron than I thought. You are an actual drooling imbecile if you sat outside for days waiting for this drop. It's not limited, and they didn't even hide that, actually. I went back and looked. They never made it seem like it was just like a fixed quantity and then it's gone forever. They had it very explicitly stated that this is something that's sticking around. So how dumb could you possibly be wrapped up in this like reselling hysterical mindset where FOMO, you have to go get it now so you can resell it on fucking whatnot or whatever for an extra 3 clams. Like how delusional can you be to then go and spend days, up to a week apparently, just waiting outside for this drop to happen like it's Jesus coming down from the heavens. It's not even limited. You could have just waited. Like if you missed it in the initial wave, oh well, just wait a little bit and it'll be right back. That's craziness. Like this is so out of control. He doesn't wait in line for new drops often these days, but he used to when he was a shoe reseller. Unlike those who could take turns going home for showers or naps, Hostler has been relying on his surroundings and the new connections he's made. More for the experience for me. Camping out and meeting some new people, it's been fun. That sounds fun. Camping out on the street, meeting other resellers. Yeehaw. That's the kind of company I like to keep too.
A week prior, hoping to be first in line to pay for these little colourful pocket watches. Resellers were even selling places in line for over $1,000, so it's clear that these little timekeeping devices were hyped up to a ridiculous degree. When they finally dropped, there were literal riots and fights on the street as people desperately tried to get their hands on stock. Honestly, the display of greed was a little bit pathetic here, so much so that this issue has made the mainstream news cycle. This is because AP is considered a high-status, ultra-luxury brand, and Swatch has suddenly made their products accessible to the masses. When something like this becomes...
But I didn't even read the caption. You think I'm gonna let a Swatch wearer say we have the same watch? From benefits of motion? Fucking loser. That's so cool. Damn, that goes hard, man. That's true. You're definitely above them. You're right, man.
When something like this becomes available, then those who care most about status but don't have the funds to actually buy a real AP watch are going to pay as much as they can to get it. As a result, there's also rumblings that AP...
When I'm genuinely telling the Huz my Swatch AP is a Royal Oak ceramic-coated skeleton AP that costs... I think this is significantly nerdier than just talking about anime or video games, by the way. that costs 100K, then some luxury watch collector enthusiast tries to say something about 300.
He might have ruined its luxury reputation by intertwining it with Swatch. However, there's counter-criticisms that the angry people are mad because they care more about looking rich than actually being rich, rather than just having a cool piece they can enjoy. Watches, just like cars, are for some people like dick measuring content.
Resellers, when they realize they genuinely camped a week for a McDonald's Cross AP Happy Meal watch. Actually, fair though, I literally didn't know these were watches when I just saw the thumbnail. I've never heard of Swatch, I don't know AP. I thought this was like some kind of like Nito style toy craze. So that's fair. I could definitely get behind that one. It's a McDonald's Happy Meal watch. I agree.
Of course, if you like the Royal Pop watch, then please go ahead and pick one up. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but do be aware of the marketing and hype around this thing.
I think you should only get one if you're willing to fight for it. You have to earn it. You have to bleed for the AP Swatch. If you're not willing to shed blood and tears over it, you're not worthy to wear it on your wrist. That's what I think. That's what I've learned.
In short, it's just insane that people would get to the stage where that
Swatch had to clarify that the AP Swatch Royal Pop collection is not a limited edition after people were fighting and causing chaos outside their stores. Hey, banger. Wait, so it wasn't just a limited time drop? Kudos, I love that. That instantly butt fucks all the scalpers. That's great news. That's fantastic.
fight over buying one of these little colourful pocket watches, especially when it's public knowledge that it's not a limited edition release, and they'll be available again very soon. See you next time on Lessons in Internet Culture.
I love that. Wait, that was quite the twist. Somehow the brand ended up being the good guy here. Hey, idiots! You fucking morons caving in each other's skulls over this? You know it's not limited, right? You know we're doing more of this, right? Just making sure you guys know that. Worse than Pokemon scalpers, Jesus Christ. Okay, I completely disagree. This is pathetic, fighting over something that's not even limited. But I think Pokemon scalpers are much worse. They are literally beating each other up, killing each other over Pokemon product. And that is genuinely made for children. Like, the target demographic is children. That's who they make it for. So it's infinitely more pathetic than this. At the very least, I understand why people get into watches. I get it. Watches are very cool pieces, some of them, for sure. I don't really like the pocket watch here. That's not my cup of tea. But I'm not really a watch guy either. They're not even fancy watches, they're made of plastic. I mean, again, to bring it back here, I think this one's really very accurate. They do look like Happy Meals toys. 1000% they do. This shit looks like the Pretty Patties. I also like how he comes out here with a glove on. To give the illusion of luxury. Please, drones. Please! We need you to spend this money in here, please! Can't you see I'm wearing a glove? It's very high dollar! Slap bracelet resurgence incoming. Ooh, that's a strong prediction. The slap bracelet, I could definitely see that popping right now. You put that in a mystery box, they're going crazy. I got the rare gold face slap bracelet. Yeah, I'm wearing a frown right now. And I know it doesn't look good on me. I don't like to frown, but sometimes I can't help it.
This is Nick's. He has a crazy order.
I want a double Butterburger. 2 of those, please. Family-sized curds, a large chocolate custard, concrete mixers. There you go. With that's chocolate ice cream or the chocolate custard, Oreos and cheesecake.
It'll be $45.79.
I'm a content creator. I don't know if you've heard of me before, Will Kelly. I'm sure you have.
No, unfortunately, I haven't heard of you. Sorry.
At first, I just thought this was rage bait. I kind of wrote it off as being too on the nose, too obvious that it was on purpose. Rage bait has become like a staple on Twitter and TikTok specifically because it's super effective at engagement farming. But then I took a deeper look at his page, watched a few videos on there, and I'm pretty sure he's just genuinely an asshole. This is just who he is. He has this self-importance about him now because he has a following, and he tries to spin a couple of these things positively, like, I give this food away to homeless people, which is another thing that a lot of TikTok douchebags try to do to deflect criticism. How dare you insult my cringe and my bad attitude and being obnoxious and annoying and disruptive to employees at these fast food establishments where I'll exploit them for my content and belittle them. Didn't you know that I gave this homeless guy a soda once? It's such a cringe tactic that they try to do. It's not actually because they're trying to do good in the world or help somebody. It's just so they can use it as a shield to deflect criticism. So I don't think that this is rage bait on purpose. He marches into so many fast food places like fucking Bubble Bass and just causes like a stir and just tries to make a spectacle out of things. At times, well, I'll show you in a second, he even goes back and like directly confronts a worker because he wasn't getting his order taken immediately upon getting in there. They didn't roll out the fucking red carpet and have pyrotechnics going off to celebrate his arrival to this fast food place. It's so fucking embarrassing.
Just me being here is like huge exposure for you, for the company. So let's make a deal. Do you really expect me to pay full price?
Unfortunately, I can't give you a discount.
You give him 10%.
Sorry.
She's the manager. She'll do it.
Okay.
You're good, John.
I follow him on Instagram. Like I see his videos and stuff. And, like how he's inspired me through like weight loss.
I don't know how he's inspired anyone to do anything other than just turn off their phone for the day from this unbearable, insufferable cringe that he produces, but I mean, it's great that he somehow had a positive impact on that guy when it comes to weight loss, but why should that entitle him to pay less for his food? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why does he get special privileges just because he posts some shit on TikTok and Instagram that has nothing to do with the order that's being placed here? I don't even understand why he's trying to haggle with them in the first place. Why is he putting up a big stink about paying full price for this meal for a guest that he brought in? His videos always follow the same formula, like 99% of the time. He brings in another overweight person and says, "This is what I ate at 600 pounds. It's crazy." Then they go in, place a huge order, then they sit down and have a yap session, which is usually just him flirting with the guest. It's fucking miserable to watch. I'd rather watch someone steal my car than watch him flirt with more people. But that is usually how it goes. Why is he now having an issue paying for that meal? It's the entire, like, bread and butter of his fucking content. It's so cringe. And this is why I thought it was rage bait initially, because he is actually going through, like, the bullet point checklist of a douchebag influencer that everyone spits on and throws tomatoes at. Oh, just my presence being here is great exposure for you and the business. The business being Culver's, it's doing just fine without you. It's a massive business. It is also one of my favorite fast food establishments. So him going in there with this kind of behavior, besmirching the good name of Culver's, already sickens me to my core. So he goes in there, disrespects this holy ground, and just hits all of the buzzwords, goes down the checklist of shit people hate from specimen like this that have this self-entitled attitude because they have followers online. And then he just goes through it one by one. Oh, exposure for you, exposure for the business is huge. My presence here, you're so lucky. What a privilege you get to take my order, that kind of thing. And it just feels like it's on purpose. But again, after like looking more into him, I think he is just this much of a douchebag.
I'm inspiring, Michelle. Let's work together
We
here.
can give you a 10% discount.
This is really what you get when you're
I
here?
eat this every time. There's a reason. I mean,
Alrighty.
you want a drink?
Huh? No, I don't eat this poison anymore.
They just gave you a 10% discount and you're just right in front of them calling it all poison. Very classy, Will. So they do eventually just concede. They don't want to deal with this man-child anymore. They just say, all right, here's 10%. And then he hits a little shimmy. He just gets so gleeful, which is over the top and performative for the sake of the spectacle, the fucking circus that he's putting on here, where he's the main nose-honking clown for it. And even though it feels like it could be rage bait by design, I just don't think it is after looking more into his shit. And also, you can even see it kind of in the way that he treats someone who's being very positive about the impact he's had on their life, which again is against all conventional wisdom. There's nothing that this guy has produced that I could ever see being inspirational to anyone other than just not wanting to end up like him because he's a fucking insufferable loser. But this guy at Culver's said that he knows this guy's content and it helped him with weight loss. And you know how Will responded to it? By just shaking his head, disregarding it entirely, and then trying to leverage that as a way of benefiting himself financially where he doesn't have to pay full price for the meal. He says verbatim, after that guy gave a pretty heartfelt endorsement like, hey, this content meant this to me, Will then just says, you see that, Michelle? I'm inspiring, so let's work out a deal. Like he's fucking Rick from Pawn Stars. So he completely disregards that guy's appreciation of his content. He doesn't even give you a thank you. He doesn't even really look at the guy. He completely ignores him. Instead just shakes his head and then instantly goes into trying to capitalize off of that like we got a new bargaining chip, so I'm definitely not paying full price, right? Look, this employee over there likes my shit, so come on, what are we doing here? Obviously he likes my shit. You're weird for not knowing me, Michelle. Especially all the exposure I'm going to bring you on a personal level. You can be the guy that gave me my order. You took my order, and people are going to throw flowers at you going down the street. You're the lady from Culver's that took Will's order? Holy shit. See, that's what I could do for you, Michelle. Like, that's his attitude. That is actually how he behaves, with or without cameras, I believe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm changing my life.
Okay, that's
Okay,
valid.
please don't tempt me, okay? I need a support
should I
system
tempt
next.
you?
Santiago's not real. He's the man behind the camera. Don't speak to Santiago.
Them.
Huh? Oh, them, of
Do
course.
not talk to the. I talk to the camera all the time.
Okay, I'm just making sure you're not talking to the cameraman. He's not human to us.
No. He's just a tripod.
We're on the same page here. Say forget Santiago.
Forget Santiago. Who's he?
Nobody.
This is something I've been making a habit on calling out, and I'm going to keep doing it because it's important people realize that these kind of fucking dweebs, these kind of twerps, are not able to do what they do by themselves. It's not a one-person show, even though they are the main protagonist clown that appears in the content doing all the garbage. There is always a cameraman. In this case, we get his name. His name's Santiago. And they are now just humiliating him here, just insulting him. He's not human to us. Fuck that guy. That guy's a loser. Santiago sucks, pussy. That kind of thing, as he's filming all of it. And I'm sure he's in on the joke. But Santiago, do you get paid for this? Does Will pay you? I doubt it. These kind of worms, these scumbags, do not pay their camera people usually. And especially given Will's attitude, I bet he has convinced Santiago to do this for exposure dollars. Santiago, this is gonna blow your socials up, man. We're gonna make sure you also have a career as an influencer too. Yeah, I'll hold the camera when you start to blow up as well, man. Don't worry about it. But yeah, you're gonna do this for me, right? For free? I'm sorry, not free. For all the clout that you get to suckle from my fucking bosom, right? I thought so, Santiago. And we're going to insult you a lot, by the way. That's going to be like our main thing. You're going to be like our spittoon. And don't worry, it's all in good fun, Santiago. I bet he's doing it for free. And if that is the case, then that's some real cuck shit, Santiago. All of these fucking TikTok influencer, pranksters, and shit like that do this same thing where the cameraman becomes the one they feel really comfortable insulting, and they just take it. And they get nothing out of it. They get no money. He's definitely not splitting the ad revenue. That never happens here. And I doubt that he's getting paid a salary for it. I doubt that he's getting paid per video that he films. I bet he gets nothing for it. And that shit is just as cringe as Will himself. Have some self-respect.
Next.
Yes.
I'm a bigger man. Mm-hmm. You've noticed this.
I have.
Do you find me attractive?
I do. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
I want to serve you guys.
Thank you so much.
That's a lot of food. We're gonna get back to it later. I'm getting my Mac game on.
Gotcha.
You understand? Thumbs up.
understand it. Thumbs up.
Shout out to Denise. Yeah. Now let's look at this food. Shit, you was really eating this?
I won't torture you with their conversation, but this is how like all of it goes, where he starts to activate the Riz Sharingan online, Riz mode engaged. That kind of shit. It fucking sucks. I hate his voice too, by the way. His voice sounds like a fucking Ben 10 character on Helium. I can't stand the way he talks, and I'm pretty sure that's not his actual voice. I think that is something that he puts on for the sake of being like grating and over the top.
Whenever it's negative, everybody has something to say. Give me my flowers on my positive, bro. Give me my flowers. I've been going viral this week. A bunch of people have been reacting to my Culver's video, saying, who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? Will Kelly, bro.
Whoa, dude, that went so hard, bro. I'm Will Kelly. Damn, oh my lord. That mic drop moment. Chills. Literal chills. It gave me goosebumps, Will. I hate this mentality where assholes like this do inevitably get talked about for some like dog shit. Specifically, the Culver's thing is what's blown up for him right now. People are making fun of him for it, insulting him for it. And it's so common for these main characters to start yapping about like, oh, why does no one ever give me my flowers for all the positive stuff I do? You must have missed the video where I went and gave a homeless guy a sip of my smoothie and then gave him $1. I saved his life, and no one's talking about it. And in this one, no one's talking about my incredible weight loss, all this weight that I've lost recently. No one's giving me all my positive flowers there. I'm a force for good, not evil, even though the vast majority of what he does is disruptive trash. So they always fall back on like, here's like a couple of good things I did that obviously I filmed, because if I didn't film it, I can't profit from it, I can't benefit from it. So I'm using it as a shield and no one's talking about it. You can't insult me, by the way, because I did all this good stuff. I'm positive, baby. They always do that shit, and I'm so tired of it.
Will Kelly is who I think I am, dog. Will Kelly, that's who. I just lost 50 pounds in 2 months. Don't ask me why I'm arrogant. I'm the only innovator in my niche. Don't ask me why I'm arrogant. All the fat boys losing weight have copied my style of video. Don't ask me why I'm arrogant, bro. I got reasons to be, honestly. For the people who hate and just want negativity, get it off. I know you will anyway. I'm not tripping about it. I promise you I'm not.
Yeah, nothing says not tripping about it, unbothered, don't care, quite like having a whole rant and raving session about it, huh? Really don't care, do ya? Now, if I may, I'm gonna try and plant a little seed up there and see if I can get those neurons to activate, give you a little something to ponder. Why do you have a reason to be arrogant? Why not just be happy about your own improved health on this weight loss journey? Why do you have to be an asshole about it? It's not a requirement. You don't need to be. You're choosing to be. Because you are just an asshole, bro. Like, and he's also talking about innovating. You haven't innovated shit, man. This formula existed before you. This is like the most standard shit ever. He goes into restaurants, orders a lot of food, and sits down and yaps. Brother, what did you innovate? Nothing. All you did is come up with your own catchphrase of, this is what I ate at 600 pounds. It's crazy. That shit sucks. That's a flop. That is a full-blown fucking blunder. There is nothing you've done that is innovative. And there's nothing you are doing that I think would warrant this kind of attitude. The way it comes across is that he was fishing for any kind of excuse to express his inner douchebaggery. Like, I've lost 50 pounds. Don't ask me why I'm arrogant. I have reasons to be, honestly. Fuck that, man. How about just not being an arrogant asshole? How about just not being a fucking loser about it and using it as maybe something inspirational? Like that guy at Culver's who somehow did find, buried deep in this trash, something motivational for his own personal health journey. And instead of like engaging with that, he instead just doesn't even look at him, gives him a side eye like, see that? Inspirational. Now, where's my money saved on this order? By the way, I'm a big deal.
Yeah, Jamba Juice when I was over 600 pounds. It was crazy. Let's check it out. All right, guys. Today, we are at the legendary Jamba Juice. I actually have a Jamba Juice song. Jamba Juice, juice, juice. Jamba Juice, juice, juice. Jamba Juice, juice, juice. Jamba Juice. Do that anymore. I just order the food and give it away. Let's see what I used to get. Sure do wish I could get some service.
Huge Baby Shark cover there, awesome stuff, banger. And he goes on about like what he used to order, and now he just orders it and gives it away. And then he's getting upset because he's not getting any service. Open your eyes, Buster. You are literally leaning on the kiosk that says to order and pay there. Holy shit, you dummy. And I bet it had only been like 45 seconds of him standing there. And then he immediately just gets rambunctious. Oh, I'm not getting any service. Where's the manager? This is outrageous. So he starts to walk back behind the counter to find someone to take his order, even though he was literally stationed right in front of the place where he places the order. If he didn't duct tape Santiago's mouth shut, I bet he would have piped up and said, hey man, you order right there. But perhaps he put the fear of God in Santiago where he's afraid to speak out. I don't know. But this is so cringe, man.
Excuse me, sir. What's going on, man?
No, you can't be back here.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I was just wondering if you could take my order.
Yeah, but I'm doing stuff, so you gotta wait. Like,
All right, yeah, no, I'll wait.
nah, but what you, like, can't
Bro.
just be walking back here.
All right, bro, I'll go back over there. I do it whenever I'm not getting my order, man. I'm doing it whenever I'm not getting my order. I literally was just telling you I'm up here waiting. Bro, I'm over here now. We good.
You slimy greaseball. He goes back there with the cameraman, making sure to point it at the worker. berating him. Oh, I just do this when I'm not getting my order. I always do this when I'm not getting my order. Did you know I was up there for like 15 seconds? Dude, where were you? It was a ghost town in here. What do you mean I'm supposed to order at the thing that says to place your order there? No, that can't be right. This is your fault. This is your fault. You're a bad person for making me wait. Don't you know I'm trying to do incredible things in the world right now? And you are hindering that journey.
I don't even gotta take your order, but I'm already coming back to like.
Dog, I'm back over here. We good. Got his attention. Oh, we can order on the pad, bro? Oh, okay. My bad, man. It's just you working, bro? Yeah, I feel you. Clearly hates his job. I just made his job more difficult. Kinda feel like a jerk. Kinda don't care.
You're so tough, man. Holy shit, bro just doesn't care that he made his job worse because Will gets content out of it. Huge exposure for that guy, by the way. I bet he's gonna see this video and be so thankful that Will did this for him. I bet that's so awesome. Bro, Will really is a saint. You see the way that he marches back there with the camera guy and then just makes his day worse, this guy who's working at Jamba Juice and making sure that he can use this for the maximum amount of juice for the squeeze for his content. Will, buddy, what a guy. So cool.
I get the mango go. I love the mango go, okay? Get the large mango go. I really hope the guy that back there, you know what, bro? He can spit in my drink if he wants to, all right? I was thinking, like, he seems pretty peeved. He might want to spit in my drink or something like that. If he spits in my drink, I'm not drinking it, you feel me? But maybe I shouldn't give it to a homeless person. Maybe I skip that this time. I think maybe. This is the chocolate waffle, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a ball. Sorry.
Nah, it's cool. My order was wrong. Am I gonna make a fuss about this? No, because I've already done way too much in this establishment. I'm glad I'm not the old Will Kelly.
True, we're all thankful you're not the old Will. Because, the establishment wouldn't have survived. He would have burnt this bitch to the ground. He would have completely dismantled this place like he was Godzilla in there. Just ravaging it for getting his order wrong. But if I may, Will, why do you care that the order's wrong if you're giving it away? You're not eating it. Why does it matter if the order's wrong? Why are you going to have them go and fix it? That seems unnecessary. If the whole point is, this is what I used to eat when I was 600 pounds, but now I don't. This is going to be given to someone that's hungry out there, a homeless person. If that's the case, Will, why make a fuss about the order being wrong? You even say that you're not going to make a big deal out of it, but you are having them fix your order and you are annoyed that they got it wrong. Doesn't really make sense now, does it? That doesn't pass the smell test. Are you eating it, Will? Is this for you? And you're just pretending to give it away? Not really sure. I don't understand why you'd be upset about that, though. But anyway, he went on about, like, oh, how unhealthy and how sugary and how many calories these things actually are, which, he's right, they are a lot of calories. And it's not like a secret. You can see the amount of calories when you're placing these orders in a lot of places. I'm not super familiar with Jamba Juice. But basically what he's doing is like the lowest form of like, look, all this food that I was eating turns out was bad for me. Insightful. Truly insightful. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering about his bad attitude. That's about it. See ya. Other than the clapping of butt cheeks, what is the most powerful sound a human being is capable of making? Boo. There is something so strong and impactful about tactical booing. And I just saw it used to great effect against one of these zombies that does this nationwide humiliation tour, cock-gobbling on AI. Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google, he just did a speech at the University of Arizona for their graduation, and he faced so many boos. I don't know why he kept going, but this is some hopeful shit, because people are seeing through this ridiculous AI messaging that these corporate fucking ghouls are trying to spout. The lies are now falling flat. So these graduates aren't having it. And it's not just college graduates, but just people in general are tired of it, especially like with AI data centers in particular, which I've been really blabbering about a lot recently.
Architects of artificial intelligence. Interesting. The question is whether you will help shape artificial intelligence. We do not know. We do not know the precise contours of what this...
I haven't seen Eric Schmidt in a while, but it looks like he's fully transformed into Joe Biden, like he's doing a cosplay. If all of this AI investment that he's done goes tits up and he loses all his money, he could have a side hustle being a Joe Biden impersonator for those YouTubers that invite them over for a private session. So at least he has a backup plan. So here's him delivering his motivational speech here at the graduation, but he's treating it like it's E3 for AI investing vultures. Like, all he's doing is like pitching AI to them. Terribly, by the way. The messaging here is abysmal, and he just keeps being met with boos, but he keeps pressing forward. I think it is the perfect representation that sums up how all of this is going, especially with data centers. How data centers are being brute forced through in these small communities, even though the communities are doing everything they can, fighting back, very vocally opposing them. Booing, shouting, screaming, begging their representatives, their elected officials, to shut it down. Don't do it. But they plug their ears to it and they keep going anyway, even in light of all those boos. Like, again, I brought this up a lot. Like in Utah. There's not a single soul in Utah that is pumping their fist enthusiastic for a 40,000 acre data center to come in there and butt fuck them. It is spearheaded by Canadian billionaire Kevin O'Leary, who just can't help but keep LARPing as an American. And nobody, no sentient person in Utah is happy about it. And they have been fighting the best they can to stop it. But Fox Elder County officials, they don't care. They're going to make a pretty penny, I imagine, from it. So they actually just berate the citizens and do it anyway. And the point I'm making is this speech has that same DNA. The demons that stand to make millions and billions of dollars from AI are constantly singing its praises and trying to shit down your throat and call it a delicacy and piss on your head and call it rain. And no matter what you do, they just keep going forward. They hear your boos. They hear that you hate it. They just don't care. So they keep going, much like this speech. He goes on for so long, even though it's nothing but boos over and over and over again. I don't know why he didn't just pack it up and walk away. Just be like, hey guys, I see you're not fucking with me. I'll just go home, I guess.
If you'd let me make this point, please. Choose a diversity of perspectives, including the perspective of the immigrant, who has so often been the person who came to this country and made it better.
What? Eric, put down the crack pipe, snap back to reality. What? Pardon? What the fuck? Comparing AI to immigrants, huh? An interesting tactic. I don't think I saw this play in John Madden's handbook. I don't even know where to begin, Eric. I'm gonna be honest. You kind of took my breath away with this one. Like these can't even be real people. He has to be some kind of like cringe android or something, right? Like there's no way.
We thought that we were adding stones to a cathedral of knowledge that humanity had been constructing for centuries. But the world we built, artificial intelligence that reflects those values, the world will be unimaginably better for it.
Now, in this video here that was covering the lowlights of his speech with all of the boos, they also started sharing the additional tiddlywinks of information there that I actually didn't know about Eric Schmidt. I did know his name appeared in the Epstein files. It was a dinner invitation, if I remember correctly, or even a couple of dinner invitations. I don't know if he went or not. But I didn't know he was recently in a lawsuit with his ex-girlfriend where she's alleging heinous things like sexual assault, which recently has been ordered by a judge to be settled through arbitration. There are other accusations as well in there, but I actually hadn't heard of that lawsuit before. So even before he went on stage, students weren't extremely excited to have him there, just in light of those things. And then he goes there and immediately starts yapping about AI, yeah, let's get it, that kind of stuff, and just met with a tremendous amount of boos.
You are surrendering your agency. We have only seen maybe 1% of what is to come. I'm very proud of this. If you don't care about science, that's okay, because AI is going to touch everything else as well. Whatever path you choose, AI will become part of how work is done.
No, Goober, it'll become part of how work is not done by human beings. That is the big thing that we are seeing. Again, I don't want to just keep harping on the data centers, but I will. Data centers give temp jobs during their construction. Once they are completed, even the biggest data center in this country only employs about 150 full-time employees. So they come into these communities, they raise the price of living in the area for the people there because the energy bills go up. Also, again, I don't want to just regurgitate everything, but the water, everyone already knows this. And then most data centers that aren't the biggest in the country only have like 20 to 25 employees. They're not giving jobs. They are not. They are making living more expensive being around them. And when it comes to AI in businesses outside of that, it is being used as a replacement tool for many jobs that humans have. So it's not giving any new jobs right now, Eric. And even Kevin O'Leary, the galaxy brain intellect that he is, when pressed on it, can't name a single job that it gives. He can only just vaguely talk about this nebulous concept of AI bringing imaginary jobs in wet dreams. Nobody in this industry can explain what jobs AI is going to bring to people, because right now all we are seeing is the jobs it is taking from them. So there, and even in his speech, it's not like he's giving any examples of how this is going to actually help people. He's just saying, yep, even if you don't care about science, it's touching everything. Everything is going to be contaminated with AI. So get ready and put a big old smile on that face, because you can rest assured that we're making a lot of money from it. Us, the billionaires, not you guys, don't get it misconstrued. Us, the club that you're not in, by the way. And I feel like I need to mention on the back of what he's spouting here that there is a very real application for AI where it is beneficial to people, and this is one I've yapped about quite a bit, specifically when it comes to the medical field. There is a lot of really good use cases of AI being integrated into medicine and science, where it's not replacing anyone, it is a really helpful tool to help when it comes to things like data collection and looking at all of these things quickly. And we even saw that recent story about a guy who made a personalized medicine, a personalized treatment for his dog. Like, there is a lot of really cool things that AI can be used for that are helpful to people, but what we're mainly seeing is the ham-fisting of AI into everything to justify the unfathomable amounts of money that have been poured into this industry so quickly. So you're seeing AI in things like fucking fast food, with Patty, the AI helper, trying to remind fast food employees to say thank you, and like monitoring employee behavior to ensure they're saying enough thank yous. Like, this is fucking garbage. It is right now in this state where they're just trying to find any ways of squeezing a little bit of clams out of this investment they've made into AI, so they're putting it into everything, and it is inshitifying all of it that it is touching. But that doesn't mean that it always has to be that way. Like I said, I do see a lot of positive things that can come from AI in medicine in particular, but that just doesn't even really seem to be the focus of most of these AI corporations right now. It really does seem like it is being used to try and find ways to save money for these businesses at the expense of human workers, replacing them for cheaper AI alternatives. And that sucks. That's why so many people hate this, and hate when people like Eric Schmidt start preaching about it and start publicly dick-sucking it. Like, he is actually on his hands and knees with AI, one cock in each hand and one in his mouth, going crazy, slurping on AI wiener. And people are tired of it.
If you want to learn something entirely new and you want to have a personal tutor in any language for the cost of an internet connection, you can have it. You can now assemble a team of AI agents to help you with the parts that you could never accomplish on your own. When someone offers you a seat on the rocket ship, you do not ask which seat. You just get on. The rocket ship is here. Let me give you some advice.
Just leave the stage! God, this went on for so long, I'm surprised they weren't throwing tomatoes and banana peels at this guy to get him the fuck out of there, man. No one wants to hear your advice when you're up here just pitching AI. He's not making any, like, good points. It's not a positive message to any of the graduates here at all. This shit just turbo sucks. Eric, leave.
First, find a way to say yes. Listen. You bring the judgment. You bring the conscience. You bring the perspective. And I'll give you one final reflection. Happiness, I have come to believe, is not the same as joy. Happiness is derived from meaning. Meaning in your work, meaning in your relationships. Thank you very much and good night.
Holy Toledo, his side profile is indistinguishable from Joe Biden. Like, I really cannot believe how much he looks like him. This could be his fucking body double. But he finally gets some applause when he's leaving, which is what everyone wanted him to do many minutes ago, man. This was awful. Terrible speech. This might be the most amount of boos I've ever seen someone just sit there and face tank. Like, honestly, he would have had less boos if he had fucking ragdolled himself over the podium like that criminal did to the judge one time with, like, the cross body block, that kind of thing. I just don't know why he didn't just call it quits, just say, all right, thank you and good night, minutes ago. The boos were unrelenting, and he never once said anything inspirational. He tries to close it out with something about happiness versus joy, but this is coming from a joyless cyborg. So it falls flat, especially when your whole speech was about the opposite of humans in general, about AI counterparts coming for everything and why they need to be positively receptive to it, and like 2 thumbs way up about it. So that messaging doesn't work, Eric. Not from you. Not on the back of everything you were yapping about. Just actually a terrible speech. And good on the students for just making it known. I think these kind of vampires deserve to be publicly shamed, met with boos out the wazoo every time they open their fucking mouth about this garbage. Just the public shaming of it, I think, is actually a valuable service. So anyway, just wanted to talk about this a bit. That's it. So yeah. Hooey! What an eventful last couple of minutes I had right before starting this recording. I've got a headache that's been brewing, and then there was a bug on my leg that had me squealing and swatting at my leg, and then I happened to see this clip of Mike Tiny Johnson trying to play a sad song on the world's smallest violin about Congress members and trading stocks, aka insider trading to anyone who actually fucking activates neurons, by the way. This has just been kind of miserable. It's like the equivalent of that cartoon gag where a character steps on a rake, turns around, steps on another rake, and just hits themselves in the face a bunch of times. That's what's happened to me here. Now, this is not a new clip. I think it's gone viral recently, which is why I just saw it. This is from like a year ago or something like that. And in the full clip, he's talking about why he's in favor of a ban on, Congress members using their knowledge to trade stocks, getting an advantage like that, which is illegal, by the way, but you wouldn't know because no one ever gets in trouble for it.
I mean, I'm in favor of that because I don't think we should have any appearance of impropriety here, okay? But the other side of it, some people say...
Oh, I love that. He just can't stand on it. No, I'm in favor of banning it. We need to banish it to the Shadow Realm. But... And then he goes on to make points, gathering sympathy for stock trading with Congress members' knowledge, potentially. So you're against it, but you're also so sympathetic for why members of Congress do it. How peculiar. Those two things seem at odds there, Mike, don't you think?
A few bad actors discolor it for everyone. And look, we have no tolerance for anything even resembling insider trading or any of this kind of advantage that anybody could take. Zero tolerance for it, and we'll stamp it out ourselves. So that's why I'm in favor of the policy, but I understand people that have misgivings about that, so we'll see where it lands. Yes.
We know where it lands, the same place it always does, right in the fucking trash can, because insider trading has become a staple for these corrupt politicians at the top of the food chain here. So even though he talks about him being in favor of the ban, he spends a good chunk of time, which is the clip that has gone viral, making arguments in favor of why politicians, Congress members, have engaged in trading these stocks and how sympathetic he is for it. It's fucking delusional. It's just openly disgusting. And then he also has this, fraudulent statement about how there's zero tolerance for insider trading. Since when? No one's getting punished for it, Mike. You're gonna stamp it out yourself? What does that mean? Just bend over for it? Let it keep happening? Just goat-seeing here? Because that's what's been going on. You're not stamping out insider trading for shit. I'll show you that viral clip of him Gangnam styling on the American worker and talking about the stock trading as though it's like a positive thing almost. But first, I want to just make it clear that all of these zombies do this same thing. They'll publicly condemn, boo, insider trading bad, but they know that it's not going anywhere, and in fact, they don't want it to because all of them are fucking doing it. Even someone like Nancy Pelosi, whose name has become synonymous with insider trading, also publicly condemns it, talking about her support for putting the kibosh on it. Nancy Pelosi's potential insider trading is a worse-kept secret than me being short. But she's never been punished for it, there's been no consequences for it, and plenty of people like her, especially in Trump's inner circle. All of his cronies are actively butt-fucking the market in broad daylight, just blatantly corrupt insider trading in front of your very eyes. And who's going to jail? Who's getting perp-walked for insider trading? Nobody, it's crickets. So, people like Nancy Pelosi or Mike Johnson can come forward publicly and deliver valuable lip service about how much they hate insider trading and that they're pushing for action against it, but they know it's not coming because all of them are doing it, and they also don't want it to stop either. The only person that I can think of in recent times who was even on the hook for insider trading was fucking Martha Stewart, and that was 2 decades ago. Nowadays, you're not cool unless you pee your pants. Fucking all these ghouls in Congress seem to be engaging in it. And also, I don't even think Martha Stewart actually went to jail for insider trading. I think it was like ancillary things on the side. But anyway, the Mike Johnson speech here was a nice cherry on top of the shit cake where, even though he was saying he's in favor of the ban, he then did a whole spiel about, well, I'm very sympathetic to, Congress members who do stock trade and such.
Well, look, the salary of Congress has been frozen since 2009. When you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year. It goes down every year. And over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. I mean, it's just people just make a reasonable decision as a family on whether or not they can come and move to Washington, have a residence here, residence at home, and do all the things that are required. So the counter argument is, and I have some sympathy, look, at least let them engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to take care of their family.
Base salary for a member of Congress is $170,000 a year plus change. Oh, also plus a bit of healthcare benefits. But yeah, he's trying to drum up sympathy about the sacrifice they have to make for that, because that's not enough money to take care of a family. Oh, their salary's been in limbo, frozen like that since 2009. But it's also 3 times the average salary of the normal American worker. So, a member of Congress can't support their family off just that 6-figure salary, yet normal average Americans are expected to off of a third of that? That's interesting. I don't see Mike Johnson making any sympathetic arguments for trying to raise the average salary for workers. Why is it only Congress members who get his sympathy on their stock trading to try and support their family because $170,000 a year just isn't quite enough and shouldn't be expected to take care of their family? Talking about how, if they can't trade stocks, we're going to lose qualified people coming into Congress because the clams just aren't there. Hey, pal. You just blowing from stupid town? Can you not see the clear conflict there of people getting into politics solely to make money as opposed to actually serve the public and improve the country in which they're representing and trying to, supposed to be advocating for the will of the people? If they're there solely to be making money off their position, don't you think that kind of compromises them in that job? Just food for thought, I guess, Mike. These fucking crooks feel so emboldened by the state of this country right now where there are no consequences when you reach this level of power that he's just openly yapping about it. He's not even whispering it. He's saying it out loud with his whole chest. It's hit with a fucking truth serum and he's just unapologetically talking about why it's so sympathetic that these Congress members will engage in a wee bit of corruption, a tiddlywink of insider trading, and it's actually kind of understandable. But don't worry, he's in favor of the ban. Which also still hasn't come. Still not banned. They're still doing it. No one's getting punished for it, even though it is just right there in the open, this blatant insider trading. And it's been going on for so long. I also find it adorable how Mike Johnson in particular, anytime he's asked about anything, he's always just oh yeah, I don't know anything about it. Or Mike, did you hear what Trump said about this? He's like, I didn't hear it. No, I didn't hear that. Dude is deaf 99% of the time with his job here, but his ears perk up and his senses fire when it comes to face fucking the American public and trying to, like, rally support behind the idea of Congress members needing to engage in a little insider trading, perhaps, mayhaps. 170K plus just isn't enough to be raising the family and taking care of their family. So, like, we really do need to have sympathy for why they might choose to do that. It's just so delusional and so out of touch. And again, he's just saying it. It's not like he's being tortured to have this information come out of him where it just oozes out of his lips in desperation. He's just confidently saying it. He also has the gall to call it a sacrifice, by the way. Oh, the noble sacrifice. Only getting 170K plus benefits in Congress. It's just heart breaks for them. Like, we need to have sympathy for this stock trading. Like, I do think, we need to really consider that. That's not a sacrifice, brother. That is better than the vast majority of jobs that the American public are doing. And I strongly believe that the normal American worker works longer and harder than members of Congress. I fully believe that. And they are getting a third of the salary. And yet Mike has the chutzpah to be saying that it's a sacrifice only getting 170K to do this job. Do you know how many people would kill for that kind of salary, Mike? Like, that is the most envious position to be in. Right now, the average American is expected to be raising a family off a third of what you're crying about here and yapping about. And you're saying, like, how difficult that is. Imagine what it's like for the actual average American. Like, it's almost impossible off of just a single income, which is why dual income is kind of the only way people are able to even start to tinker with the idea of getting a house and starting a family. It's extremely difficult. And even with dual income, that's still not reaching 170K a year off the average American working salary, Mike. This is just a terrible, out-of-touch argument that he's making. And again, in the full context, he is saying that he's, like, in favor of the ban. But if that's the case, Mike, why are you gathering sympathy for those that are doing this stock trading, this potentially dirty dealings here using insider knowledge? That's a little weird. It's almost like it's just lip service. Because all of these politicians know that if they just outright said, like, insider trading, fuck you guys, kick rocks, we're going to do it, come hell or high water, who cares, they would get pushback even from the most brain dead of drones. So they have to put on this facade of like, oh no, this is really bad. And even though a lot of them will say things about how bad insider trading is and make these pushes to put the kibosh on it, somehow it just never quite pans out. Isn't that weird? Isn't that so strange? It's almost like it's one of the big perks to being in their positions of power. Milking it for all the money they can possibly squeeze out of it, using information that isn't available to the public and only available to them. It's what we're seeing right now with so many of those close to Trump, for example, where it's just very clear. And it's also something that's been going on for an extremely long time in previous administrations as well. Insider trading has been a staple for many members of Congress for so long. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going away anytime soon. No matter how much talk there is about it, it just seems like it is truly corrupt to the core, just rotten. And Mike Johnson isn't even shy about trying to, like, talk about it positively. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering about it. It's fucking infuriating. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya. You already know what time it is. We're tuning in to a new batch of Pokemon scalpers getting into their little clown scuffles over some precious product that they can turn around and try and resell online. I'm only half joking when I say that Pokemon scalpers should be officially labeled as terrorists. Like, genuinely, if you are a scalper, you should be forced onto a registry, like as a national security threat. Because these are just violent degenerates. We already saw a young woman who was murdered in Chile for her Pokemon cards because they wanted to get their grubby little paws on her product so they could turn around and resell it. We saw someone recently shot here in America over a disagreement in the Pokemon vending machine line. We've seen oodles of fights that are showing no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, homie. I'm gonna crack you, homie. I don't give a fuck. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We gonna fight. I don't fight. You don't fight. What you gonna do? What? You don't fight, huh? Why you touch me? Why you touch me?
Hits him with the pepper spray and then boot scooting boogies out of there as quickly as possible with his one box there. It was all worth it, baby. So here's two scalpers throwing down the old clown fiesta, which has become commonplace at Pokemon vending machines or really anywhere that sells Pokemon product at this point. As I've said numerous times, it becomes a PvP-enabled zone, and people throw out all logic and reason, and they just start throwing knuckle sandwiches at each other. In this case, he brought out the pepper spray, so he just pepper sprayed this man and then ran away from him. These fucking losers will fight and fuck their way to one box of Pokemon product just to make like $5 off it online. There is no more pathetic existence than being someone like this.
Guys, stop! Hey! Break it up.
So here's an interesting one. So apparently the construction workers ganked this guy over a disagreement about Pokemon product in the store because the construction workers had apparently been very disrespectful to a child who had showed up for this product, allegedly. I don't think any children actually ever even get a chance to go to the Pokemon card aisle because it's like walking into Salty Spittoon. You gotta go through like the greasiest fucking gauntlet of goobers imaginable. Plus these loveless, lifeless, worthless piles of shit clear out the entire aisle within the first 10 minutes of the store even being open, so there's not even morsels left for children. But I guess in a very rare instance here, there was. Probably Perfect Order, because scalpers are now just leaving Perfect Order because they can't resell it as effectively as previous sets. So maybe that's what it was, but the construction workers didn't get the memo that it's not the hot product to scalp anymore. Apparently there was a kid that was looking to get product. These assholes were being rude about it or something. So then this guy stepped in the middle of it, and then the construction workers tried to lay a beat down. You can see that one, like, elderly gentleman, the fucking octogenarian's, like, climbing on the guy's back, throwing sucker punches. He looks like a squirrel that's trying to get his licks in. And then we have another angle of this scuffle, and I swear to God, that old guy is throwing his punches in slow motion. It's like he's lagging. I'm watching a punch thrown at 4 FPS.
Break it up. Come on, bro. Come on, y'all. Come on, bro. You look up to my dad. Hey, he's talking about hitting a little kid, bro. No, he talking about hitting a little kid.
I love that the douchebag that had to go 2v1 against this guy is calling the other guy a pussy. You just had to have your little sidekick, your little pocket-sized buddy there, wrapped around his back in order to try and get some of your punches in. And you're calling the other guy a pussy, even though he ate all of your wet noodle punches with no problem at all, and you have the gall to call him a pussy, even though you had to 2v1 him? Oh my god, these scalpers are sickening. Now, of course, there's a very real chance that the other guy is also a scalper, but at the very least, what he's saying seems like something a rational person would have an issue with. Like, hey man, you are cutting in front of this kid and disrespecting a child. This is a hobby for child. This is Pokemon cards. Like, he is calling sense into this. At the very least, I can respect that. And he held his own in a 2v1 here against these relentless, violent lunatics here. All over Pokemon cards, mind you. And I'm going to tell you something. Those 3 dudes, there's 3, but only 2 of them got involved in the fight. The other one was in the cuck chair. Those 3 dudes, I'm gonna tell you, probably aren't collectors. And they probably don't play the card game either. I don't think they're avid Pokemon TCG enthusiasts. I have a hunch that they might just be scalpers and they're here on their lunch break, so they decided to scoot on in and try and get some product to maybe make a couple of fucking doubloons after work, selling it to a local card shop for an extra $1. Like, it's just so pathetic. I went back and double-checked, seeing if there was any more lore and context I could give of what led up to this. Apparently, it wasn't just, like, being rude to the kid or, like, cutting in front of him. They apparently threatened to slap a child at the Pokemon aisle for this product.
Bro, that's a kid. It's Pokemon. No, bro. Come on, meet me outside, bro. Meet me outside. Come on. Wait for me outside. Wait for y'all grab me. Wait for me outside. Ain't nobody grab me, bro. You acting for nothing, bro. Bro, I will go beat the shit out of you, bro. I will beat the fuck out of you, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. I'm telling you, bro. I will beat the fuck out of you, bro.
Yeah, I don't think you would, though. You and Grandpa just 2v1 this guy and couldn't do it. So I feel like one-on-one would be even worse for you. You tried to tag team this guy and still couldn't beat his ass or anything like that. I don't know why you're talking so tough when you look like such a bitch here. Again, sucker punches from the back and still eating your punches from the front and handling you just fine. I think that guy probably would have won if he did actually step outside with them. It's just pure lunacy. There is no low that these scalpers won't sink to. If that is true about them threatening to slap a child over Pokemon cards, like, it's completely indefensible, man. These are such worms.
Hands on, hands off. Get live. Pokey Streets in Meyer, baby. Let's go. Let's get them. Who's got them hands? Here we go. Pokey Streets. Let's get it. Oh, shit. Whose man is that?
At first I thought this was at an airport or something. I thought they started introducing Pokemon cards there, which wouldn't even surprise me. Everywhere is, because they just fly off the shelves, mainly because of these fucking scumbags that constantly swoop in and camp out for hours waiting to get their hands on a box of Pokemon. But I believe this is at Walmart, and tensions are bubbling over because there was a chair that was left in line, and then when the person came back to get the chair that was holding their place in line, they came back with 8 people. So someone left a chair and then came in with an entire clown car of people here to scalp the Pokemon product. So then that led to an argument in there, and then things started to get heated. The guy filming's delivering some commentary on it like he's watching a sport.
Get live. Fucking let him know. He's got a crutch. That ain't fair. Man, Pokemon cards, you all are wildin'. He's pulling up, bro. Don't count him off the fight. He's pulling up.
He's gonna go at him in the crutch, really?
He said tag team. You want some? We getting some. Lion Meyer, baby. We live. He don't want jack shit. He want none of that. Sheesh. This was worth the wake up. Sheesh. Get an Eli.
I'm gonna tell you something that seemed like a mismatch. The guy with the crutch actually had maybe 200 pounds and a whole foot on the other guy in the hoodie who kept throwing up one of these sets here like he was about to use some kind of Tekken move. I don't know what he thought would happen had he not been held back. This was probably just one of those peacocking things where he was trying to appear really big and was just very grateful that his friend was squeezing his tits and holding him back. Because had he been unleashed there, I think the guy with the crutches would have actually just fucking dismantled him. And when that guy lifted the crutch over his head, I thought we were about to see some Looney Tunes type shit where he bonks him on the head and he starts seeing stars and all of that. I thought it was about to get like real WWE-esque, but it didn't. I guess things simmered down after the screaming match there.
I pulled are only like 20 to 30 bucks. And it makes me mad every time it does that. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I'm getting a notification. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. Getting a notification.
Here's a little bonus I wanted to slip in here because this clip blew up. This is a whatnot scammer. This guy is Clayton's Cards, and Clayton hatched a nefarious scheme. So this is a rip and ship. For those that don't know what that is, you pay the streamer to open packs for you and you get the pulls from it. So someone is paid for this pack and Clayton is going through the pack and then he happens to catch a glimpse of the hit at the back. You can see that there is a foil in the back, potentially a really big chase card. And Clayton notices this and the world stands still. Time ceases to exist. And he starts to cook a little bit. He starts to activate some neurons and he decides, you know what? I want it. I can't do this. So he does something where he says he's getting notifications and he pulls the entire thing off screen and he swaps out the card. This is a bait and switch. It's a pretty standard scam, but usually they're not as blatantly obvious as this. And also, you can see enough of the card here so people figured out what the card was. It is literally a $3 card. So what he did is he bait and switched on a $3 card to one of the sellers here to scam them. He did inevitably get banned, but look at how he tries to finish the show here and get away with it.
Hey, yo, Nash, you go crazy. Can everybody hear me good? Can you guys hear me good? Sorry, I'm getting notifications for Amber Alerts. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. Nothing. Hey, I appreciate you. I'm gonna go.
So smooth, if you blinked, you might have missed it. It's crazy. He even got the order wrong. So he put the cards back in the wrong order, and then he didn't even finish going through the cards there. He's just like, nothing, sorry, okay, alright, well, I gotta go now. Actually, one of the worst scammers ever. But, like, this kind of shit is just completely unacceptable. And I know how commonplace scams are in the card community, I get it, but holy fuck, man. There needs to be some kind of punishment, even for scams like that. Even beyond just banning the account. Like, there has to be, like, some kind of punishment. Like, I don't know, spend a night in jail or something for being such a fucking cringe loser scammer. Like, it's so degenerate, man. All the fights, all the scams, it's so poison. Anyway, just wanted to insult these clowns a little bit more today. That's really about it. So, yep. Oh, it's here. From out of nowhere, the top turnbuckle, Code Blue Cam just released the Jack Doherty body cam from when he got arrested a few months ago. And this is a more successful shadow drop than Apex Legends. This puppy is popping off because everyone wants to see Sack Dorky get punished. They want to see him be arrested, thrown in jail, in the cuffs, because he is an insufferable asshole who truly deserves it.
It is around 3 a.m. on the morning of Saturday, November 15th, 2025, and these Miami Beach police officers stationed on Washington Avenue in Miami Beach, Florida, have reached their patience limit with 22-year-old YouTuber Jack Doherty.
God, looking like that at 22 is so unfortunate. He actually looks like a 12-year-old boy. That's brutal, man. That looks like something you'd see in your middle school yearbook. He also runs like an OnlyFans agency or some shit, too. Imagine Boss Baby being the person handling your paychecks. Eek.
Jack Doherty, who broke away from his group and attempted to engage officers to create content for his channel in the middle of the roadway, creating a safety hazard. Despite multiple warnings, Jack continued recording the video, even ignoring his friends as they told him to stop. As a final warning, officers told him that they would...
Also, I always like to highlight these guys as well, because I think they're even more pathetic than the main clown, because they do this for nothing. I bet this guy doesn't even get paid to hold the camera for Jack Doherty's dog shit streams. I bet he just does it because he tries to suckle some clout out of it. I bet he does it for the love of the game. Oh, Jack, do you need someone to hold your cock while you pee? Yeah, I'll do it. No, you don't need to pay me. The same thing with all the pranksters and shit. All the pranksters who have their friends run into the, like, fast food places with them. They do not see a penny of the revenue that the person makes. I highlight this phenomenon every time I see it in pranksters' content or in Sack Dorky's streams. The people that are with him, his entourage, his lackeys, they deserve just as many spitballs and tomatoes as the protagonist clown, Jack Doherty. Because they are enabling him. He couldn't do this shit without his cronies. So they latch on to his tiny little asshole like a hemorrhoid and suck all the juice out that they can for... I guess maybe some kind of trickle-down clout from just being around Jack, but they don't even get drip-fed that much. I'm just very confident they're not paid by him as employees. The goofball holding the phone and going catatonic when the police are, like, questioning him and then panicking when they start to, like, you know, get near him. I bet Jack wouldn't piss in their mouth if they were dying of thirst. These goobers probably don't see a single penny from the content that they film with Jack. The bodyguards I understand because they're literally paid to fight his battles for him. They're like his meat shield, so Jack instigates conflict, hides behind the bodyguards, and they are paid to do that. That I totally understand. But like this goober with the camera here, like I just don't think he sees anything from this. Do you think he brags about it, by the way? Do you think he's like proud of it? Talking to his friends and family like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm kind of a big deal. You might have seen me on Jack Doherty's stream. Yeah, I was holding the camera. I'm his glorified fleshlight. No, I don't get paid for it. Why are you laughing? No, where are you going? Why are you leaving? There has to be some level of self-awareness and shame, right?
Arrest him if he didn't comply, to which Jack replied, "Once I'm done with this, bet." And now, as officers move to make good on that warning, they have no idea that Jack is far from done recording them on this day.
What? No. I got him. Hey, yo, you don't want to go neither. Back up. I'm just saying I got him. Back up.
Nice work, bodyguard.
Back up.
What a hero. He's like actually Spider-Man the way he tried to step in there and save Jack.
You want to go with him? Go on the sidewalk now. Okay. No, I'm chilling. Now.
You want to be funny? We tell you to get on the street, go on the street. All right, I'm getting out. Who the you think you are, bro? I'm getting out the street. No, you're not. Like, after I do it, who the are you, bro? I was trying to walk up the street, but doesn't matter, bro. All you had to do was get in the sidewalk. That's it. You want to?
Oh, Jack.
Yo, you should have got your man out there. I was trying to.
Now, as officers proceed to search him, they immediately find even more reasons to take him to jail, but Jack only sees it as another content opportunity, something the officers have yet to realize.
Hey, free Jack!
Who just said that? Like, who actually said that unironically? You should arrest that guy for public cringe. That's worse than indecent exposure out here on the streets, yelling free Jack. Jack Doherty. Put that man in cuffs ASAP. He is too much of an embarrassing loser to be part of civilized society. Lock that guy's ass up, too.
Oh, good.
Chill. Can I take it off and give it to someone? Wait, no, you can't take it off like that. Yo, chill. Wait, let me take it. Can I take it off for you?
Yes.
You have to slide it off your wrist. Like, you can't take it off anyway. Jeez, big man, you gotta go take it off.
MDNA? I'll check it out. There's also
But no, you really can't take it off that way, sir.
Jack's got all the cool stuff in his Batman utility belt. Oh, wow.
MDNA? They're funny, bro. Like, it's not serious. I'm not even doing that. Listen, I get you. I'm just telling you. I know. Hey, sidewalk. We told them a bunch of times. No. It's not even that. No, you're cool. I was telling you genuinely. I apologize on his behalf.
Why? Brother, you're getting paid to be his bodyguard, not his dad. Why are you apologizing on his behalf, bro? Just go on the sidewalk. You'll get your paycheck later. You don't have to be clown yourself like this for Jack.
Can you tell him to pull up here, my friend? He can take it off. He can take the watch off 45. We'll do it at the station.
He's afraid of not getting fired for defending him from the cops. That's true. I didn't even stop to consider that. Jack Doherty is such a fucking lobotomite. I bet he would blame his bodyguard for that. Why didn't you beat up the cops, dude? You're fired. I didn't even think of that. So now that behavior makes a little bit more sense. Did not even consider that, because any normal, rational person, that wouldn't even be a thought that would cross their mind. But you have to throw that out the window when talking about Jack Doherty.
We'll go station. No. Is this going to be like a timeout? No, you're going to jail. You really going to take it? No, it's not. No. Come on, let's get the road. I'm just asking for let us in. I'm just asking so you get an idea what is going on. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. Like, this is how we got to learn.
With officers finding 3 hand-rolled...
It is how we gotta learn, unfortunately.
And half of an orange
Jack Doherty has to learn it the hard way, hopefully.
Consistent with a Schedule 2 amphetamine, Jack is immediately brought to the station. And this is where his entitled behavior leads him to pull another move that he will soon regret.
There's no way he keeps up this machismo in the police station while looking like a Boy Scout. There's not even cameras rolling, Sack Dorky. Why even bother, man? I thought for sure the body cam would just have him, like, completely abandon the tough guy persona. There's no way. There's no way he tries to puff out his chest.
Right? Because no one said that thing. We're not questioning it. Oh, really? It's kind of how it works. Just face that way for me, please. Which way? Yes, stuff like that. Are your guys' body cams going?
Oh, he's trying to farm off the body cams. Oh my god, he's such a loser. Holy shit. Oh my god, it's actual bottom of the barrel.
Alright, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to remove the handcuff from you. Listen. Oh, yeah. And then take all your jewelry out. Okay. Socks, sneakers, put it on top of the counter. Yes? Top of the, what? Counter.
This might seem like a simple order, but to Jack, it's about protecting his jewelry, and he won't even hesitate to instruct officers on how to preserve it.
I'm knocking out tonight.
Unfortunately not, brother.
When do you think I will?
Tomorrow's Saturday, hopefully tomorrow.
Okay, hopefully.
They don't want to be around you either, man. So yeah, hopefully.
I'm so OCD. I'm gonna give him this so it doesn't have to be here. Please. You will give him just my jewelry. I'll do anything.
I'm down for that. Let him. He got his phone, right?
Yeah, it's right here.
Make a phone. Let him make a phone call.
Thank you.
And
Oh, they're being so nice to him.
Yeah. Have him come to the station.
Yo, you want to come to this? You got my location?
Just give me the address.
How come? Dave has the location, but you can pick up my jewelry.
Why does Jack always rub his tummy? That's something I've noticed. When he crashes his car, he's rubbing his tummy. When he's getting arrested, he's rubbing his tummy. Why does he do that? I don't really get it. Is it like something from childhood? Like now he just can't help but rub his little belly?
Pick up my jewelry, you know?
Send your cash. You're gonna put all the jewelry in the
pick up my
bag?
jewelry.
Matter of fact, yeah, put it all in the bag. Yeah. He's gonna go back out and go into your car or whatever. Sitting there.
A nervous tick?
And then the guy will walk him in.
I guess. That's a weird one, though. I don't usually see that.
He's like, hey, you can get this and get his all his the person.
He's checking for abs. Nope. Still out of shape.
No problem.
Sorry, I'm trying to tell him to come here. Yo, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Ain't no video. It's phone calls.
It's just not working. Okay, bet.
Tell him to have his driver's license and everything.
You should inform the officer up front that the goof troop's coming through, guys.
Someone just have Dave or whoever has their ID.
It's about to get cringe.
You do? I bet.
How much was it again? Yourself, right? Can you,
Jack, would you get a brace?
Here's the problem, right? We made an exception for you to...
This actual fucking parasite. He called his friend and then started recording on his phone. He just needs to stay in jail forever. Like, he's not really a human being anymore. He's legitimately subhuman. His brain is so rotted and poisoned, all he sees is, like, content opportunities, but it's also, like, terrible content. Like, legitimately, it's just bad content. So he's trying to perform for the cameras, and he's still extremely lame and boring. Just keep him in jail, man.
Make a phone call. Yes?
Yes.
And I told you not to record, but you are recording.
I don't know.
So you know what's going to happen now? All this is going with you to the UK. We're not giving this to anybody else.
I can just delete the video.
No, take your shoes off.
Bro, what? Like,
Take your shoes off. Take your shoes off.
But aren't you guys recording too?
Take your shoes off.
Then my shoes are off.
Take your socks off.
Alright.
Hey, call the sergeant. 10-207. Somebody picking this up is going to the UK.
The what?
Turn around.
Dude, for real?
It's going to the incinerator, bro. We're torching it.
It's a fucking game, man. Okay. Come on.
Hey, be careful! Be careful! This tiny meat might get damaged there. You gotta be... What are you doing in there? Oh, hey, what? Hey, stop it! You're slapping his little almond nuts around.
Hey, it's going to the UK. Everything's going to the UK.
Ending mileage 15031.5.
It's all right. Everything's going to the UK.
They had to change. They had to do a little cut there because Jack got a boner.
Hey, get in there. Probably funny.
They didn't want the video to get age restricted.
Okay, come. Probably. That's silly, huh?
Damn, he looks so hard in there.
Yeah, I was trying
I was trying to help him out. He's gonna go straight over.
Probably not in the morning anymore, you know?
No, really? This sucks. I really have.
Hey, I'll try helping you, man.
Ultimately, Jack
That's
Doherty
true, they
was
did try
charged
to
with
help
felony
him.
possession of controlled substance without prescription, misdemeanor, resisting without violence, possession of cannabis. He was later released on a $3,500 cash bond. But true to his nature, Jack continued milking the incident for content after his release. Even
That's
uploading
true.
footage officers had accidentally recorded on his phone after not realizing the camera was still running. In a later interview with TMZ,
So yeah, Whack Dorky did pay the bond, and then he tried to use this whole situation here to like, appear cool, so he made merch out of his mugshot thinking that it had aura, but everyone dunked on him for it and insulted him for it, so as far as I know, he retired that. So, like, basically everything that could be pathetic about a person can be found in Jack. He doesn't have a single redeeming quality. There is not a single thing of Sack Doherty that is admirable or deserving of even a modicum of respect. He is actually just a societal stain. He is a complete fucking loser from top to bottom, and fingers crossed he actually faces serious consequences for all of this shit at some point. Anyway, just wanted to yap about it. Banger body cam from Code Blue Cam, and that's really about it. Yeah. If you would have come to me 5 months ago and told me that potentially the best movie of 2026 was going to be a horror film, I would have poked in the eyes like Captain Insano and told you to get out of my house. Would have been trying to have you institutionalized for such a delusional idea. But now look at us, farting and shitting in the reality where the best movie this year really might just be the horror film I just got back from. Obsession. A lot of people have been glazing it. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the hype around it, and I know I've been very vocal and you're probably tired of hearing me whine and squeal about how exhausted I am of this marketing tactic, specifically in regards to horror films where everything has to be the scariest movie ever made. Oh, no, it's run, don't see it, no, it's too scary, you can't handle it, it's gonna be piss all over the fucking seat, don't go see this new horror movie, it's too scary, like with Longlegs. And I know every time I review a horror movie now, I can't help but make that mention, just always fucking shooting spitballs at Longlegs for the marketing around it. But point is, this movie had a lot of hype, and nowadays that makes me kind of skeptical, like, okay, might not be all that special. But in the case of Obsession, I think exceeds all expectations I could have had based on the early reviews, and even the trailer. The trailer looked good, but this is much better than the trailer led me to believe. I went into this kind of expecting something in the vein of Wish Upon, which is one of the fucking worst horror movies ever made. Actually an insult to cinema. Like, that right there is why you could make a strong argument that we were never meant to have this technology, because what that captured is a fucking sin. Wish Upon is a terrible film, but there is something in Wish Upon that is shared in Obsession, which is a wish for love, which overwrites a human being's free will to bend to that wish for the person who made it. It's a fun concept that is ruined in Wish Upon, but explored beautifully in Obsession. And now, after having watched this film, I feel like I can say with confidence, the best horror movies are being made by YouTubers. Raka Raka crushed it with Talk to Me, came back for the double whammy with Bring Her Back, which I thought was one of the best films of that year, and now this film, Obsession, is also a YouTuber-directed film. This comes from Curry Barker. And this is so far my favorite movie of the year. I really liked it. And I think what, elevates it, the concept is pretty simple. And like I said, it actually isn't the most unique concept ever. Making a wish for someone to fall in love. Fucking Fairly Odd Parents had something like that with Timmy and Trixie at one point. So, it's not the most unheard of concept. And you can immediately deduce where it will go, where it becomes an obsession, stalking, that kind of thing. But what really gives it that extra oomph is the performances from the main characters. So, Bear, played by Michael Johnston, and Nikki, played by Inde Navarrete. I'm sure I fucked the name up, I'm super sorry. But they both gave such a great performance, in particular the actress who plays Nikki. Extraordinary. They are really able to sell everything in this film to you. And it does a great job of tiptoeing on the line of being comedic at points, and also just being extremely unnerving. This movie does some great tension building. I just have zero complaints about this film. I also like that it unapologetically uses weirdness. It uses, tactical cringe, where it's self-aware of what it's doing because it's part of what's happening. He has made a wish to make the girl of his dreams fall in love with him, and now she is obsessed, but it's not her, and they make that point pretty clear that this is now basically just some kind of demon that's piloting the body here under the orders of the wish that he made. And so they'll occasionally have the real Nikki come through at very rare instances, and it snaps from her being all over him and in love to then just freaking out help, it's not real, it's not me, that kind of thing. The film is not afraid to be weird. It doesn't just try and rely on like the normal standard horror movie cliches you've seen a bunch, though there are a few cliches sprinkled throughout. It does try and just be like odd. And I really appreciate that. So like very uncomfortable scenes. Like one scene I know popped off pretty recently where they're at like a dinner and he asks, hey, that thing about your dad dying, is that real? And then she just starts going like, no, freaking out. I thought we were having a nice date in front of like the whole restaurant. It's really uncomfortable. There's also other scenes like that where like when he goes to work and she's off, she just stands there and basically like goes into low power mode and just stands there smiling at the door for like 8 hours, and she's pissed herself. She's shit all over the floor, covered in vomit and stuff. Like, it does just get weird and uncomfortable and unnerving. And I think that really helps sell the unpredictability of each scene as they're building all of this tension. Because you don't know if it's going to go in like a comedic direction where like at a party, she has to do something for a drinking game and it ends with her reading a really odd passage from a book that she's working on and everyone's all weirded out. She's completely ruined the whole vibe of the party. And then she just goes into like wacky maniacal laughter. Ah, just joking. No, I'm joking about joking. So what if I'm fucking serious? Like that kind of thing. And it's not afraid to like slow burn these scenes. This is a horror film that actually does a good job of being scary and frightening without just using like the standard like demon jump scare or something like that. Like again, there are jump scares, but at the end of the day, this is still a human being that you're watching. At no point does she like transform into some kind of like, you know, monster creature or anything like that. It's not even like very violent or gory. There is some violence and gore in there, but it very, very seldom. It really is impressive just how effective it is at making you like, I don't know, kind of tense up just by having a scene with a bunch of darkness in there and she's talking in the darkness. Like there's a lot of scenes where they're showing her where you can't even really make out her face. So then you are sitting there trying to like figure out what facial expression she's even making, and it's really effective. Like I have like no complaints about this film whatsoever. They also do a good job of making you not exactly the biggest fan of the main guy either, because what he's done is fucked up. And even after he starts to piece it together that wish that he made on basically a fucking toy turns out to be real, he kind of just like, okay, so what if it's not real? I still get to have sex with her. So he's taking advantage of this. And one of his friends is like, hey man, it really seems like you're taking advantage of her and she's going through like a psychotic episode. So like, it does a good job of like actually making you kind of root against the main character as well. Like everything this film tries to do, I think it does extremely well. I was blown away by how much I was enjoying this film. And like I said, it is self-aware. So when it is giving you like those cringe moments being very on the nose or giving you like really wacky over the top scenes of this, you know, like stalker type behavior and like, you know, crying like, oh, why don't you love me? That kind of thing. Or like even just something really over the top, like you cooked my cat, that kind of stuff. All of it works. All of it flows so well in this film. And I think a big part of that falls onto just how great the acting was. The performances really did complement it amazingly. Like I said, no complaints about this film. So far, it is my favorite film of the year. There are some heavy hitters coming out in the next few months, and especially towards the end of the year with the Dune 3, so I guess we'll see if it stays my favorite movie of the year, but man, this was very strong. I am so pleasantly surprised by how good this movie was. Man, I just keep reflecting on some of the scenes. I'm avoiding spoilers for the most part in this one. I'm giving you just more broad strokes about this, and I know I usually dive into spoilers, but for this one I'm going to make a special exception because I really think that this is something pretty special here. Again, and it uses a concept that I don't think is special or unique, like the wish gone wrong type thing. We've seen that explored millions of times, just not like this. And I would even go a step further and say that even some of the story beats that it hits, I've seen before in other films. It's not that unique, but it's the way that they get there and the way that they build it and the way that they shoot it, the way that they use lighting here and the way that they convey it, especially through the performance of the lead actress, is unique. Something that I think is very special to this film. It is extremely rare. I can't even really think of more than a couple of films ever that have made me feel secondhand embarrassment. And I mean that as a compliment because that's what it was going for in those scenes. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable. I do not get uncomfortable with movies or horror games or anything like that usually. It's Very, very rare. But this film was able to pull that off. Like, it actually does such a good job at what it set out to do with each of its scenes, with the tension or the cringe. Like, I really am impressed. Again, so far my favorite film of the year. I highly recommend checking it out if you like horror movies at all. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya. We are comparing Taco Bell tacos to Wawa tacos. A lot of glaze surrounding Wawa tacos. I like Wawa food. I was a chicken panini guy. These tacos are apparently new and really good. I was a big Taco Bell guy until about 2 months ago when I ordered a late night burrito, and it was basically one of the worst things that's ever been put into a fucking shell.
What did they do to it?
I don't know. I think they probably got confused with like that plastic display food and real food. And
I see.
Mixed
Meshed
the two.
the two, yeah.
It was genuinely one of the worst tasting things I think I've ever had in my life.
That's not good. They're competing with Chipotle now.
Chipotle is still worse. I think Chipotle is still
figured,
worse. That was a fluke from Taco Bell, but I've basically gone cold turkey.
I don't
quitting
know how this is going into us dunking on Chipotle immediately, but my favorite Chipotle memory is it was at one of our watch parties, and you got the pit of an avocado.
The avocado
and
pit.
we were like, that's crazy. And then a week later, it happened again to him.
Yeah.
Chipotle's out to get you.
I hate Chipotle.
It's crazy. So yeah, Wawa tacos. I'm seeing them online. Everybody's talking about how it's the next. It's like everything with Wawa, and Wawa's good. But when Wawa first came here, everybody I knew from New Jersey acted like it was God's gift to the earth, and now I'm seeing the tacos everywhere. So,
where are we starting? Give me one.
You want to just start on what is this? Chicken steak.
Chicken steak.
I think it's kind of marked. There's 2 in each pack.
That's good. How are they expensive?
No idea. Jamie, pull that up. That's a little Joe Rogan joke for you.
Wow, soft shell tacos.
Soft
I
shell.
like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Here, I'll show you. It's like shredded chicken in there, like ground chicken, cheese, lettuce, and a tortilla.
That's simple. That's good. That's good.
That's good. Chicken, cheese, and lettuce, and a tortilla, baby. Are we rating these, or are we just...
No, comparing them, I think.
Okay, just seeing what we think.
Grab the chicken Taco Bell taco.
Do they even have chicken at Taco Bell?
They do. On the Cantina chicken meal. Or menu.
It's got to be a soft taco, though, right? There's a couple soft
That I
ones.
don't know.
Here's a chicken, maybe. I don't know. They have
all
all
of
the words on the side of the...
What is this?
Here we go. Here we go.
Is that chicken?
Yeah, that's chicken. I also just grabbed the chicken, too. Well, actually, let's do yours.
Is that chicken or beef? Oh, that's beef.
Yeah, it's beef. You're right.
Let's do that.
It looks like chicken.
Here, you want to take first bite?
Sure. I'll go at the...
Yeah, good one.
I'll go with the ass.
Dude, you always get the best stuff.
Damn, they're cooking. Woo! See, that's what I wanted late night, but in a burrito form, and they gave me fucking sludge. They gave me rock hard sludge.
Which night? Can I ask which night it was? Was it like a weeknight?
It was just like a Monday, Tuesday.
That's probably what got the C squad.
It's not fair because there's like a sauce on there, and there's some seasoning on that chicken.
That is extraordinary.
I don't think I've ever had a chicken taco from Taco Bell, and I love it.
Sensational. This is good, but that's a superstar.
In fact, you're going to see the first editing ever done by Charlie. I'm going to go like this, and he's going to put the word sensational between it.
There it is.
See, he did it.
It's there.
You just saw that.
You saw it.
Charlie did that.
Yeah. And here's a 3D animated graphic of the spinning taco, and now I'm breaking it apart.
But with the cat that spins, and what's it say? It's like wah wah wah. Yeah, that one. That one.
Everybody in the back just did it at the same time.
That's incredible. And here's the thing.
Is that Pepe the cat? Is that what his name is? Something like that.
I saw him finish a song the other day, and it was immaculate. It was so good.
That's...
What the fuck did they put on that?
I don't know, but that's much better than this. That's incredible.
Unreal. And the problem is, this is why we got Taco Bell, because if we just got Wawa, we'd be like, that taco is amazing.
Yeah, over the moon.
That one spreads and...
Yeah, that fucking mogged
1 point to Taco Bell.
1 point to Taco Bell.
That's
a great way to do this.
They win in the chicken taco department.
That is why you are the director.
Yeah.
All right, let's move into the seasoned beef.
Seasoned beef.
This one has a 6-inch tortilla, not that big, chipotle, shredded cheese, some other stuff.
All right.
Here we go.
They had a good showing in round 1, but they went up
Here, on
against
this
a
one?
fucking titan.
Let's do the. We'll each take a bite from a side, so there's a full one for people.
That makes sense. I think that's the way to do it.
Oh, jeez, I'm so messy.
I know, it's a real oozer.
I'm a messy boy. Initial reactions.
Very
Dude,
good.
you look so cool today.
You
I
do
wanna
look
point
cool.
that out.
I was gonna mention there's something on your T-shirt today. It's crazy.
Something on it, and it's a little oversized.
I know,
It
I
looks
like-
really good.
That's how Rio wears his shirts, just oversized shirts. So
That's
when
good stuff.
Rio and Yosh did this is theirs hideout. They gave me a shirt and I fucking love it.
You look cool.
Man,
You
give
look
me a
hip.
shirt. You do look hip.
I feel hip.
That's good.
Banger. Better than the chicken.
Absolutely. And there's a sauce on this one, a chipotle sauce,
Yeah.
which just adds to it. That's great.
They cooked. Man, they're doing great.
They really are.
All right.
Sorry they had to go up against that in round 1. That's a special hard taco. That's a burrito. What's that? The hell are you? That's another chicken taco. We'll save that.
Isn't it this one that I opened earlier?
Oh, that's right. Today is a good day.
Good day.
What's this one? Oh, wait. Oh, no. What the hell? Is that potatoes? Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, they do the potatoes in some of them.
Don't tell me yet what you think is better. That's how we get yelled at.
I think we'll reach the same conclusion. I have a hunch.
Very interesting.
Yeah. To me, Wawa takes that. You can tell because I didn't start going like this when I ate the Taco Bell one.
Which is your thing, the little running man.
Yeah. It's good. Like, I still think they did a good job. Wawa was better.
This is the same thing I said about the chicken, but in reverse. If I ate this first, I'd be like, no way Wawa's going to beat this.
Yeah.
The meat is seasoned much better in Wawa.
It is.
This was very plain, comparatively.
Yeah.
I really did not think Wawa would take the ground beef.
I thought Wawa would absolutely take the ground beef
You
over
think?
Taco Bell. Taco Bell used to be known for dog food beef.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
And they fixed it.
They've
But
had
Flew
like
too
a
close to the
comeback
sun.
story though.
Yeah, they fixed it. They're now a much higher quality of meat. They're like D instead of Z.
Yeah, I mean,
no, it actually is good now.
It's an improvement for sure, but like I always thought Wawa would win in beef. I thought Wawa would win in chicken too, to be fair.
But I just feel like beef is their thing. You know?
Is it? I don't know. To me now, Taco Bell is more chicken based because their cantina menu's just been actually crushing
You
it.
keep saying that. What is a cantina menu?
That's just what they call it.
Oh.
When they did the Live Moss in 2024, 2025, they're like, we're introducing cantina menu.
I know there's the Taco Bell cantina as well. Isn't there?
We
like
should
a
go to
whole
one of the
special
test
restaurant?
kitchen or whatever
Yeah.
it is. We should go sometime and do like some
We gotta
tasting
make sure
stuff.
we're really nice then if we
Yeah,
want to go
yeah.
there. They won't invite us.
They won't let us in the door.
Yeah. Well, I have huge complaints about the way Taco Bell's sold out to the man.
Oh shit!
Oh, go on.
Their most recent Live Moss wasn't free.
No.
It was on Paramount Plus exclusive.
What is a Live Moss? Why is it on Paramount?
It's the E3 of
Also,
Taco Bell.
was Taco Bell ever not the man?
Taco
Hey.
Bell used to be for the little guy.
They had Baja Blast. You go in, get as much hot sauce as you want. You get some cinnamon twists.
It actually might have been Peacock, but one of those two streaming services was exclusively broadcasting Live Moss 2026, so I missed it for the first time in 3 years.
And I'm sorry that my old riddled brain can't keep up. What is Taco Bell streaming?
It is the Taco Bell has an event called Live Moss where they introduce like the upcoming menu items. They get everyone excited. It's the E3 of Taco Bell.
Oh,
That's crazy.
I see. That's what
And they do it every year. And then this year's the first year where it wasn't just broadcast on YouTube. It was exclusive to either Peacock or Paramount. One of those giants, one of those corporate
So they did
conglomerates.
sell out.
They did.
How do we get that on your channel this year?
The Live Moss.
Yeah.
Come back to the little guy, Taco Bell.
Yeah, come back to your roots, Taco Bell.
Can you imagine if we announced the new version of their Baja Blast?
We gotta
on
find
your channel?
some chain that'll announce their next year's menu
That
on
is
our.
such
on
a
our channel.
good idea.
That's maybe Culver. I love Culver.
Oh yeah, we got Culver's.
Dude,
now.
Culver's
Culver's-
is now, I know I shouldn't do this. It is a weekly experience for
It
me.
is.
And it's what
Your
I look
Saturday
forward
night
to
hockey,
most. Saturday night I
Culver's.
play hockey, so I don't have the guilt. I go get a double butter burger with cheese, onion rings, and a concrete mixer. And I sit there and I kick my little tootsies while I eat it in their parking lot because I don't want to go inside.
It's so good. You should go inside. They're so nice in there. It's like going into heaven for a minute. The angels come out and
They
greet
actually
you.
are really
They're
nice
so
in there.
nice.
All right. sorry. No, this is chicken as well.
Maybe a different
Yeah,
shell.
maybe something else. I don't think they do hard tacos. I think Chelsea got those for us to enjoy. There we
You're
go.
right.
Let's see the difference here.
That is a different, or that is the same shell.
It's chicken. It's wet.
Yeah, it's just the same thing.
That's the same, right? All right. You don't get 2 tries.
Nope.
She might have ordered 2, thinking each one came with 1, so you would get
Oh,
one.
yeah. Wait, this one's also chicken.
Immediately.
But this one I think has
immediately
more
debunked.
things on it, because I think they have like a few different variations. So this chicken. Oh yeah, there's avocado in that puppy.
This is Wawa?
Yep. What do we even compare that to?
Probably one of their potato ones, maybe?
Sure. Why the hell not?
There's no rules.
We make the rules. I'm gonna eat the potato one while you take that bite.
What the fuck? There's more on that, yet somehow it tastes more plain.
It looks like all the sauce ran this way.
Oh, maybe that's why.
I'll let you know.
Still good though.
It doesn't touch that. Their chicken taco.
Well, it's not competing against that. It's competing against this. Does it touch this?
I'm so sorry. It's really hard to say because one is potato and one's not.
Is there not? Is that like a breakfast?
I think that's the vegetarian.
Oh,
Like that's
and there's not a equivalent.
no. Wawa doesn't care about vegetarians.
Oh.
That's why next year, 2027, you can do your Live Wawa announcement on Charlie's channel, announcing your vegan tacos filled with potatoes.
This is good though.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's potatoes in a tortilla. You can't go wrong.
That is literally all it is. A couple potatoes in a tortilla.
It is hard to compare. I will say, I think this chicken, because it has the chipotle sauce, is the closer comparison to that one. And that one still slaps it. I'm trying to see if there's like a plain chicken taco over here. That's potato. I think Chelsea ordered her lunch. That's a plain beef. Oh, I see. This is Cantina. I see it.
Yeah.
Cantina chicken menu. Grilled cheese burrito. What?
Oh, that's my go-to.
It's got potatoes.
Any Wawa?
Oh no, that's chicken. That's chicken.
Is that a Wawa equivalent or no?
I don't think so. So
who won that round?
I think we just get to pick.
Yeah, I think you guys won that round.
I think we won. Yeah. I think that is.
But it's
once
all
again-
evened up. One for us, one for Wawa, one for Taco Bell.
And good news, we've got another taco bag. This is a beef one with chipotle sauce. The last one did. I think what Wawa does is they give you the same meat, and sometimes they put chipotle sauce on, and sometimes
That's
they don't.
what it's looking like.
I think that is their secret. Did anybody find the price
Yeah, they're like $2.79 each.
for a 2-pack?
It just shows the one, so I would assume it's like $5 for the two, like $5.50.
Huh. I mean,
But
that's-
yeah, I'm looking at them and they're.
How's
pretty
that compared to Taco Bell?
There's corn in that too.
There's corn?
Yeah.
Oh my god, there. Oh, this is the fire roasted corn beef taco.
That's very good. Man, they know their meat. Their beef.
They know their beef, yeah.
They know their beef.
It is seasoned so much better than Taco Bell.
It feels so full of love.
This is the exact comparison to a beef taco.
Is it?
It is. There's no corn, but
all right.
Other than that, it's exact. There's beef and it's a taco.
Wawa's got its work. Taco Bell's got its work cut out for it. Cause that last one was very good.
So, their beef is not as good.
It's not. Wawa takes that easy.
Mm-hmm. And it's not bad. Taco Bell's still really good. Just nowhere near Wawa. Wow.
Again, it's one of those things where, like, if you got either one of those, you'd be happy, but you're happier over here.
Yes, absolutely. So that concludes the taco category.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Wawa took it, right?
I think so,
2-1.
but really I think it's if you're in the mood for beef, it's Wawa. If you're in the mood for chicken, it's Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Which really feels backwards to me. This is now burritos.
I do love burritos.
I didn't even know
I
they
have a
had rice
question.
out.
Maybe I'm out of line.
Mhm.
Why isn't that a burrito?
That's a wrap. That's a taco
What
wrap.
is the
taco.
difference?
It's a taco.
Taco
It's
wrap.
typically a smaller burrito or a smaller tortilla, and it's folded instead of.
Oh no, that one's just kind of folded over like a.
Yeah, but look,
like a
you can see
burrito.
the ends. It's
Yeah,
not
you-
wearing the.
Oh, so the ends have to be
I think
covered.
the ends are closed.
That's the distinction.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Is that the only distinction? These have rice in them, which
That's
makes
good.
me happy.
That's very good.
We've got tortilla, rice, cheese, cheddar cheese sauce,
Whoa!
chipotle, shredded lettuce, fresh salsa. What kind of meat?
Maybe there is no meat on that.
Maybe
one.
it's a.
This might just be a cheese burrito.
Yeah, there's no beans either. Since when does Wawa do burritos and all of that? Like, did that come out at the taco time?
I think it's. Yeah, I was gonna say I think they've done burritos for a bit.
I'm out of the loop. This is a young man's game.
Well, that is. I don't see the point of that.
Oh, it is rice, lettuce, and cheese with
Yep.
some tomato.
What the fuck? Why?
That's
why
the
you-
vegetarian one.
Why do you make that?
You could put beans in it though.
Or potatoes.
Yeah, something.
Mm-mm.
That's bad.
Pull that off your menu. There is no need for that. Just don't serve vegetarians. We talked about this 2027. We'll handle it. This one is beef, tortilla, rice, cheddar cheese sauce, chipotle sauce, lettuce.
Well, do
and
we have a
fresh salt.
vegetarian
Oh,
burrito to compare
sorry,
to
I
over
forgot.
here?
Yeah, it's potato.
Yeah, where is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
What's that say?
Grilled cheese burrito.
That's the one.
Let's see if they. Oh, that
Whoa.
looks. That looks.
Oh, that's the paper. For any of the comments that are like, oh, they just copy each other. No, we just have one fucking brain cell.
It looked like it was.
It looked like an enchilada.
Yeah, I thought they had like fried the shell. I was like, wow, that's nice, and that's pretty close to the same color.
That is. That's cool. That's the grilled cheese burrito.
That's real wet.
Just how we like it.
Much better.
Is it?
Much better.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of cheese on there. Oh wow, what's in that?
I don't know.
Look at
They
that.
have
Wait,
great sauce.
is that beef?
It says grilled cheese.
I think the grilled cheese burrito normally has meat in it.
Yep, that's me.
That's really good for vegetarians. Just don't tell them that there's meat in there. That's delicious.
That's really good.
That is delicious. There's like crushed chips in there. Like
Yeah,
Fritos.
it's like Fritos or Takis or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that, yeah.
That's right.
I love that, but that is not for vegetarians. There must be one. Cheesy double beef burrito.
There's
Burrito Supreme.
Another grilled cheese, but it feels lighter, so maybe there's like chicken or something in that one.
This is a cantina burrito, and I've
That's
learned
gonna be
cantina
chicken,
means
yeah.
chicken.
That's chicken.
We had the grilled cheese. Wait, grilled cheese burrito right here. But it's a hard shell taco with chicken.
Nice, they got us again. Here's another one that says grilled cheese burrito.
They are pranking the shit out of us
That is again a taco.
with chicken.
With chicken.
Cheesy beans and rice.
Cheesy beans.
It's got to be that one. That one's circled.
Cheesy beans.
All right. This is the vegetarian offering for burritos.
Yep, Wawa blew it, so doors wide open for Taco Bell to take it in this prestigious head-to-head.
No meat.
No meat.
No meat. They win.
No fun.
No fun. But better. There's at least a little flavor tickling you. Don't get that. Just don't be a vegetarian.
Actually, now that I got some of the sauce on my
The
palate,
sauce-
that's tasting good now.
The chipotle sauce is really...
It tastes very good now.
They could take everything out of this except the chipotle sauce, and it would still taste the exact same.
Damn, I'm kind of fucking with it now.
I think, why not put the potatoes in there?
They probably have an option for that.
That's true.
It should probably just default.
You know what the cinnamon twists are?
Yeah.
I watched someone make them the other day. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
You take a specific kind of pasta and you fry it. You deep fry the pasta and it expands really quick, and then they coat that in cinnamon sugar. It's crazy.
Yep, that sounds pretty crazy.
You're welcome.
Well, now the secret's revealed.
This is just
Taco
beef.
Bell slapped in that round. I'm going in for another bite.
This is a roasted chicken burrito. I think this is our last thing we can viably compare, and then the rest is just lunch.
Yep.
For everyone. You want to go first? That's a hefty.
No, you go
burrito.
first. I'm still chewing.
That is a nice wrap, by
Isn't
the
it?
way.
That's crazy. And listen to this.
Look how clean that fold is.
Pretty heavy.
Oh, that looks so good in there, dude. What the fuck? I want to swim.
A lot of sauce. There's some corn, bringing in some sweetness.
Holy shit.
Get on in there.
Dude, I'd love to.
That's actually really good. And the question
That's delicious.
Is there a chicken burrito?
Yes.
I think we saw it. But where? We've made a mess.
This is beans. This is cheesy beans.
This is a burrito supreme.
This is unmarked.
Yo, Taco Bell.
Oh, here's a breakfast one.
Breakfast burrito? Yeah. No shot.
Oh, here's a burrito with potatoes.
What?
Here's a special sauce taco.
How the fuck is that a breakfast burrito? It's just a burrito.
Yeah, it's marketing.
Well, it depends on when you get it.
Good point.
What is this? I think this is like a... God damn it.
Dude, we saw the chicken
Oh,
burrito.
it's a quesadilla.
Is this it? No. I mean, this is chicken.
Oh, I lost a good piece.
Dude, my brain's breaking.
Yeah, what the fart, dude? Where's our burrito?
I hate it. This has chicken in it, and it says chicken burrito, but that's not a burrito. That's potato tacos.
What's this one sitting in front of me?
No idea. They just crossed through Burrito Supreme, so I think all we know is it's not a Burrito Supreme.
Alright.
Or it is.
What's left?
Maybe that means there's chicken in there.
Yeah, give it a try.
Do you want to open it up?
Sure.
Is that chicken?
Oh, that's juicy. That is not chicken.
That's just a bunch of nothing.
That's an onion burrito.
Yeah, tuck that baby back in.
Yeah, she can go back to bed. We'll see you tomorrow. Did we not? I swear we saw one. You know what? Let's just eat this.
Did you eat it already?
And call it and call it a chicken burrito, because that is chicken.
I mean, it's in the chicken burrito wrapper.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. It's a lot of Chipotle sauce.
Ah, it's a lot of nothing. Wawa slapped in that round.
This is confusing. I think, if I'm being honest with you, a lot of this comes down to the Chipotle sauce. I think the ones with sauces are yummy, and the ones without are not as good. Except Wawa's beef is best.
Yeah, Wawa got better beef.
And I like the potato format. What did we figure out here?
That you can't go wrong either way.
All right, I think that's a very positive sentiment from this.
I do think Wawa is a little bit better though.
Did somebody see the Taco Bell prices?
Yeah, for the plain, like, soft taco, it was $1.99 a taco.
So Taco Bell's probably a little
The Cantina,
cheaper.
I think, are like $4.50.
Jeez.
Depends on what you're getting.
That's unreal.
Well, there's probably the cheese on the outside. You saw that.
That is true. That takes skilled people, so you got to raise the price.
Well, it fucks up the machine. They can buy new.
But they're really cheap machines, so that's good. Yeah, I still stand by. If I was getting chicken, I'd go Taco Bell. If I'm getting beef, I'm going Wawa now, which does shock me.
I think I would probably just do Wawa over Taco Bell just because I've been hurt before at Taco Bell.
That's
I
fair.
feel like this might have just been a really strong showing from them. But it probably varies day to day, like on any given Sunday, that type of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
You smell me?
I get you. You do hold a grudge against restaurants, for sure.
I do, except I wouldn't even say a grudge. It's just consistency is important. Wawa has never been bad. I've never had a bad meal from Wawa. I've had a couple from Taco Bell, most recently with that absolutely abhorrent burrito that should have the location shut down.
Mm-hmm. You would be really proud of me, by the way. The other night, Monique goes, I think I'm feeling Chipotle.
And you said no?
I said, you can get that. I'll get something else. I counted them out for the rest of my life, and I'm a man of my word.
Good.
I will never eat Chipotle again. You've wasted too many of my dollars, and I'm tired of it.
Good.
Especially when you can get this kind of quality for cheaper. You're not special anymore.
Yeah, no, Chipotle sucks. You know what I had recently?
What?
Moe's.
How was it?
Kind of mid.
Really?
I was a Moe's guy there for a little bit, but now Moe's starting to hurt me.
Try Barbaritos next time, like I said.
I think the chain burrito taco places have really gone downhill.
They have, because it's all about chasing the profits. Nobody cares about getting you a good burrito anymore.
Nobody.
Oh. It's not about the burrito culture like it used to be.
Yeah, we're talking about practice.
Oh,
not
practice,
a game.
not a game. Practice.
Man, Wawa though cooks.
Wawa does cook.
They fuck.
And you know what? They probably have more profit than Chipotle. Now that's probably a lie.
I bet they do.
Let's look it up.
Well, they can also sell gas.
I was about to say. They're also a gas.
I think Chipotle's missing that part of their business.
Chipotle, go back to good burritos. Add gas.
Add gas pumps.
Add gas pumps. That's the brain blast.
And then all you have to do is ask for more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
more
excuse
gas,
me.
please.
That did not fill up my tank. Can I have a little more? Fun fact, Wawa comes from New Jersey. In New Jersey,
they pump your gas.
They pump it for you. And they're still putting out good burritos, and they're making a burrito running outside pumping gas. Burritos are still good.
Yep. That's, two separate jobs, but yeah.
You don't know that. You've never been to New Jersey.
That's true. Yeah. When you're right, I haven't.
I don't think you'd like New Jersey.
I'd hate it.
I've also never been there. Is there anything else we need to compare before we feed the crew for the first time this week?
I think we settled it. I think they're both good. Wawa, I think, is more consistent. That's just my takeaway.
I'm fine with that. I agree. I'm not unhappy with anything here. I'm a happy boy. Today was a good video.
Good food. Good company.
Better pizza.
Just
Better
one more
pizza.
time. Charlie can do one more edit.
Yeah, well, here it comes.
Good job. And I'll take it and I'll...
Well, there it is.
Wait, you're gonna put it there? Sorry, you're gonna edit that part?
Yep.
Charlie's gonna edit.
Oh, I see.
I'm just doing the hand
I
so
see,
he can edit it in.
I see.
I gotta get.
You're not gonna try on any of these, are you? All right, Wawa. Seriously, if any of you are watching this, we will do your Live Moss thing next year. I know yours isn't Live Moss, but we'll do it for you. You have my word. Just reach out.